Fate's Day Night. Unfortunately, we don't have time to mourn her departure. The time machine's sudden disappearance has thrown the area into chaos, which makes it easy for us to slip out unnoticed. See you in 35 years, Suzuha said. 54-year-old Suzuha should be here in Akiba. Before she left, we decided the time machine's disappearance would be her cue to bring the IBN 5100 to the lab. So we hope. But when we return to the lab, there's no 54-year-old woman waiting for us. It seems Suzuha hasn't come yet. Even though the satellite's vanishing act is all over the news. As I check the lab for any sign of Suzuha, a line of red numbers catches my eyes. Divergence hasn't changed.
Not yet.
Reading Steiner didn't activate this time, so I suspect that might be the case. At any rate, all we can do now is wait for Suzuha to arrive.
Boy, look at the roles he's done, the more I'm surprised. He's making this voice right now. I don't know if you've heard Gilgamesh's voice in the Fate universe.
Yeah.
Same voice actor.
Oh. Okay.
He also plays Kogami Shinya, who's one of the main characters from Psycho Pass. I know you haven't watched it.
No, I haven't.
It's the guy who always smokes with black hair.
Okay.
And yes, he also plays every single iteration of Gilgamesh, for that matter.
Yeah. Hey.
He also plays Panda from Jujutsu Kaisen, which is one of his more recent ones. Which is really cool.
Could you mention someone I would know?
I'm trying. He also plays the big brother in Cardcaptor Sakura. I know you don't know him, but... I'm trying to find a series that you know. Oh, you're right, he voices Koro-sensei! For math class.
His birthday was recent. I saw it on Facebook, but it didn't mention anything about Daru.
He has many iconic...
There's definitely some I know.
Yeah, there's many iconic characters. His name is Tomokazu Seki.
Yeah.
But his birthday is September 8th.
What?
Yep.
Oh, maybe he was featured for this season. I guess. That's also possible.
He plays a lot of characters. I'm only naming the ones that I know.
Fair.
Hey, he plays the 7th in Mirai Nikki. You remember that guy with the pompadour?
Nope. I do not remember that
That's what
character.
I thought, but I had to say it because it's one of the series that you've actually watched.
But a sound interrupts their idle chatter. It must be Suzuha. Nope. But standing in the doorway was... Moika.
He plays Igarashi in Angel Beats.
Damn it. Who?
Igarashi, the red-haired guy.
Oh.
This guy. Bullshit.
I would not say he's red hair.
Red brown.
Or just brown.
It's hard to see in that picture in particular. So.
Background character.
Yeah.
Our disappointment is immeasurable. And my day is ruined. If you know that reference,
he also plays
good on
Sonic
you.
in a lot of games, apparently.
Okay.
At least Sonic the Werehog he does.
Sonic Unleashed?
Yeah, also that one.
No, that's the game where he turns into a werewolf. Which is a little weird, because it wouldn't be a werewolf, it would be I don't know how that works when it's not human.
He's just werehog. And then...
That would mean it's a human turning into a hog.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
That's not how it works.
No. And then also the short Sonic Night of the Werehog.
I haven't watched that.
Oh, I'm just saying. You also played that one. You watched Rosario plus Vampire?
What?
You haven't watched Rosario plus Vampire?
I might have heard of it.
You know, the pink-haired vampire girl who has a completely other vampire persona when she... I can't remember if it's his kiss or she has to drink his blood. I can't fucking remember. It's an ecchi show.
No, the only vampire series I'm really familiar with is Actually I Am. I forget how it is in Japanese. It's Watari.
実は私は That's the one you're thinking of.
Yeah. So the green-haired
Yeah. But
vampire.
That's purely comedy. I mean, this is also, but it's a more rom-com.
Well, it's rom-com, still a bit edgy, but yeah, you know, the typical rom-com stuff.
If you watch, you haven't watched Genshin, right?
Genshin?
Yeah.
What? I don't know
an
what
old
you're
show.
talking about. Okay, no, permanent. God damn it, Mayuri.
Shut up!
なんか知ってんのか？あいつどこ行ったんだよ。ここ数日ずっと休みっぱなしで次にいつバイト出るかわかんねえんだよな。携帯に電話しても繋がらねえし。
彼女は実家に帰ると言っていましたよ。もうここには来ないでしょう。
何？そうなのか？
I think this is also a background character, but he played someone called Hiromu Shimbo from Chobits. Looks like a background character. Doesn't look like the main character, at least.
No. The future is changing.
And he does play the main character from Full Metal Panic. Now you say it. Now that I read that, yeah!
On my previous sleeps, Mr. Brown never came by the lab. This must be related to Suzuha's trip to 1975. Surely it's a good sign.
Have you watched Initial D?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Deja vu, I have been in this place before.
Yeah. He plays a character in there.
Okay.
Specifically the third stage of the third season. Like, he's been in a lot of stuff, most of it Gundam, so you haven't watched that.
No.
So that's why I'm just going through this to see if there's anything else.
I don't know where to start with Gundam.
No! You should just, you know, start watching shit with me.
I have been wondering, like, maybe I should just, you know, watch Witch of Mercury.
That is actually a place you can start, yeah.
Okay.
Just like Iron Blooded Orphans is also an alright place to start.
Yeah.
That's the one I have.
Because I'm like, I want to collect the Gunpla. I want to build them and whatnot. But isn't it a little weird to just collect it and not, you know, watch it?
If you just like them, but there is probably a more like reason to which one you want to build if you knew more lore about them.
Yeah, because so far I'm just looking at, oh, light. Oh, that's cool. Oh my god, that's cool.
Yeah, like, you should start by watching some of the series that are not part of the central, like, timeline thing, because then you don't have to know anything about it to play or to watch it.
So I shouldn't watch Gundam Seed.
I don't know where it is in the timeline, but it's probably better to at least know what happens up until... There are some places in the central timeline where you can start. I don't know if Seed is one of them. I think Zero might be one of them. I can't remember if Wing is one of them either, but there are some places where it's a little bit easier to get into the central timeline.
Because Seed has some good ass fucking designs.
Yeah.
It's from the lady who used to own this building. She asked me to give it to you instead. Okay.
I don't think there's anything else you would know here.
誰
But
だ
you've heard Gilgamesh's voice, so there's that. He plays Gilgamesh in every single Fate iteration. Including also...
I remember his face more than his voice.
Yeah. He also, from the Fate universe, he also plays... not Mozart. The rival to Mozart. What the fuck was his called? What was he called? I should know this. I played Steins Gate Zero.
Because it's... Mozart is Amadeus.
Yeah.
His rival is... I should know this.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have recently watched a sort of like how true to history is the movie Amadeus.
Yeah. Something Yeti. Well, he plays that character too in the Fate universe,
Interesting.
which is the only other non-Gilgamesh iteration he plays in the Fate universe. But there's also always a Gilgamesh in every single Fate universe game, so
Well,
serious,
it's
so...
Gilgamesh.
Exactly.
You can't not have Gilgamesh when
Exactly.
you have historical characters.
Like, even in Fate Samurai, Gilgamesh is still there.
Yeah.
He's just not a servant. He's just there to fuck with you. He's called boss and he owns a store and you're like, what the fuck is this guy? And he's like, I don't know, I was just summoned here for some reason, but I'm not a servant, so I'm just having fun. Ha 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 ha! I love him. He's amazing. I fucking love him.
I don't even remember where Gilgamesh is from originally.
Fate Stay Night.
No.
Oh, you
The
mean
person.
the legend. You mean the legend.
The
Okay,
legend,
sorry.
yes.
I mean,
おめえこそ
at least in the Fate universe, I can't say how close to history this is. But, in the Fate universe, Gilgamesh is from Babylonia.
Yeah.
The ruler of Babylonia.
Babylon.
Yeah, they call it Babylonia in the series.
Yeah, Babylon.
Yes, but Babylon.
Yes, that's true.
He is the king of Babylon. I don't know how close to our world that is, but that is Fate.
That's
They usually base it
actually
off of
very
history.
close.
Yeah, they usually base it very closely
Because
off.
he was the king of Babylon.
Yeah,
Gilgam-
because you see that in Fate Grand Order. You see the real him when he's not being an ass, and I love him in that iteration. He's just a bro.
King of Uruk.
Yeah, in Babylonia.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is the Uruk thing, yes. Back when gods still existed, you know. Just like there are many iterations of Din.
Some of which may date back to the third dynasty of Ur.
Yes. I remember that from Fate Grand Order as well.
The first surviving version of this combined epic, known as the Old Babylonian, version dates back to the 18th century BCE and is titled after its incipit?
Yes. Insipid.
I don't know what that means. So I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. Surpassing all other kings.
Yeah.
But yeah, legendary.
Yeah. We also don't know if he actually existed or not, but that doesn't matter in the universe of Fate. It could be an actual historical person, or it could be a person from legends or
Like
other, other like stories, for that matter.
Hmm.
Though they take they're pretty liberal about some parts, I will say.
Is that due to the gender bending, or
Also that.
I wouldn't say the gender bending is that
No,
big of a deal, but
it's just funny because then you still refer like when you the first time you like see Mordred, that's the name, right? Arthur's son. Is also a woman in this fucking universe. Mordred is also a woman in this fucking universe. But they still refer to Mordred as Arthur's son. Which is why I'm like, why? But there's also, in Samurai, there is a character
10年前
that
に亡くなったんだ
is historically described as a male and is also a female. But whatever. They do also take some other liberties at times.
Suzuha's dead.
Hmm?
Suzuha's dead.
Yeah, Suzuha's dead. That's why I was like crying when she said, I'll definitely see you again. I'm like, no, you won't, you're dead. Oh, poor Daru. He just learned he had a daughter, now she's dead. Like, fucking giving a break.
Fuck you, Daru! That's what.
The universe literally said, fuck you. And I'm like, give him a fucking break, man. He's
She's
also a
dead?
human being. Yeah. Oh.
いくつぐらいの人だった？
Probably like lung cancer or some shit. Considering she went back to the 70s.
Yeah, we'll see. You'll find out.
50は超えてなかったな。
The age fits.
渡してくれて感謝します。ミスター・ブラウン。
これもしかしてすずさん？
Yes, it says Hashida Suzu on it.
なんで店長が
What a name!
He literally just told you why he had it. Because she was the person who originally owned this building.
Yeah.
And
More things are starting to make sense.
yeah.
He got this because they needed him to be there for the CRTs. It wasn't just a coincidence that there was a CRT workshop down there. Nope.
We couldn't dare involve Mr. Brown in all this, so we thanked him and sent
I
him.
wouldn't involve him either. For completely different reason.
お久しぶりです。天音鈴葉です。橋田タイターの娘です。あなたにとってはつい数時間前以来のことかもしれない。
You laughing? Please, it's a heartfelt moment.
It's just, he has the otaku glasses.
Yeah, because you can't see his expression, because he must be devastated.
Yeah, I know, but I can't see the shining glasses and not be like...
That one meme.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Because, you know, it's true. It even fucking happens in the world God only knows.
Yeah, I know. But here it's more to mask his expression.
Yeah, I know. What a terrible day for rain.
It's raining, alright.
Yeah.
What do you mean it's not? It's raining! That's such a fucking sad scene too, but it's also kind of funny out of context.
6月13日です。これをあなたが読んでいる。だいたい10年前ということになります。結論だけ書く。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。
Yeah, she writes this word a lot.
私は失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。失敗した。
Here we go again.
I was like, probably gonna continue.
She failed to get the computer.
In this world line.
今は西暦2000年の6月14日です。これをあなたが読んでいる。だいたい9年前、10年前になります。失敗した。私が私だということを思い出したのはほんの1年前だった。
Yeah.
Dementia?
No.
What?
Something went wrong with the time machine when she went back, because it was broken from the
恐怖の大王が
rain.
落ちるとか言われてた日。
Sure.
バカだ。何が恐怖の大王だ。どうせなら落ちてくれればよかった。私はこの24年間、記憶を失っていた。覚えていたのは名前ぐらいだった。思い出したのはほんの1年前だった。恐怖の大王が落ちると言われて落ちなかった日。恐怖の大王なんてどこにもいないけど、私は死にたい。修理が完全じゃなかった。タイムマシンは不具合があった。私は1975年に飛んだ時、何も覚えていなかった。それを今になって思い出す私は真っ白で、どうしたらいいかわからず、施設に保護された。今は一人暮らしをしているけど、それは橋田鈴というまっさらな人間として普通に生活してきただけで、天音鈴葉としての使命は完全に忘れていて、去年思い出した。
You were thinking of saying something there.
失敗した。私は失敗。
This is a case of what's that place called? Is it Roswell or something like that
I don't know.
in America
Roosevelt?
with the UFOs?
I don't know if that's Roosevelt.
Something along those lines. And is this just a case of a Japanese version of that? Like people are like, this thing happened, and the government is like, no, it didn't. You know, where's the time machine? What happened to the time machine?
Nobody knows because she didn't remember anything.
No, but somebody's taking it away.
Yeah.
And
I could assume that CERN probably got their hands on it at some point.
Maybe.
Maybe not in 75, but at some point.
何が原因なの？
Maybe.
タイムトラベルはうまくいかなかった。父さんの修理が完全じゃなかったんだ。でも父さんは悪くない。私が悪いんだ。まっすぐ1975年へ飛んでいればよかった。2010年に寄り道するべきじゃなかった。わがままを言ってる場合じゃなかった。これじゃ未来は変わらない。
Well, technically, it's Okabe's fault. Because at first you had landed on the roof of the building perfectly normally, and there was nothing wrong with it. And then after him sending the first email, it was suddenly in the side of the building. So, you know, it's Okabe's fault.
Sure, it's Okabe's fault, like he knew.
Oh, I'm not saying he knew, but...
Therefore, it's not his fault if he didn't know.
It's his fault. Just because you don't know doesn't mean it's not your fault.
It's the fault of the universe at this point. The universe
just because you know, just because you don't know that the thing you that you just did has killed someone doesn't mean that you're not guilty.
I don't think you can compare those two scenarios, but sure, whatever. This is just the
There
result.
wasn't any reports of anyone being harmed by the machine, right?
Well, as far as I know.
I don't remember that was... I'm pretty sure they
No.
said nobody was harmed or whatever. When it crashed into the building.
No, I don't think there was anyone in the building at the time. So.
ごめんごめんね私は何のためにこの年まで生きてきたんだろう
So why'd she die?
使命を忘れて
Did she,
ただのうのうと生きてき
Trigger
た
warning, by the way.
Ah, okay.
just to be safe. Trigger warning.
Well, I know what's coming now.
I mean, what else would be coming at this
こ
point?
んな人生
Leading this letter.
何の意味もない
I wasn't sure if she was like on her deathbed or whatever.
No, she just barely remembered
Hmm.
a year prior to this, and she still couldn't succeed. And
意味がない
No. A year prior to the part of the letter that she's writing right now.
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
In 20, shouldn't say it like that, 2000. And then in 2001, she continued her letter.
Mm.
思い出さなければよかった思い出せてよかった君に謝ることができてよかった許して許して許して許して許して許して私の計画は狂ってしまった
A moth, I think.
Mm-hmm.
その原因をこの1年考え続けていた
Why? Well, because things went wrong. Shit happens?
Mm.
そして分かった私が1975年へ飛ぶのを一日でもためらわなければこんなことにはならなかった
Again. Okabe is more at fault than you are.
Yeah, I mean, he's the one who stopped her by sending a D-mail.
Yeah.
If she'd just gone back without him stopping her,
Hmm.
this wouldn't have happened.
Nope.
But
岡部倫太郎
Okabe had good intentions behind what he did.
He
wouldn't know that this was the consequence.
それはとても嬉しかったけどでもそこで引き止めたのは失敗だったんだ私はあの日飛ばなければならなかったんだあの日を逃したらダメだったんだ引き止められたからその夜に雷雨があってタイムマシンが壊れてしまったんだもしも時間を戻せるならあの日の私を引き止めないようにしてほしい
Or, more D-mails? More D-mails?
It's not like we can go back.
No.
That's not a choice we have here.
君たちに
We can't go back that far. We already
IBM
know
を届け
that.
られる
We already thought about that.
We already calculated that. It's not possible. We can only travel to the day after.
Yeah. And not the day after tomorrow.
使命を果たせる
Good movie, though.
私は
Well,
使命を果たしたい父さんと約束したから父さんの意志だから私の未来を変えたいからごめんごめん
She wrote that in katakana. Boy.
What?
Gomen, she wrote that in katakana.
Yeah. And?
Gomen is not an English word, therefore the reason she wrote it in katakana is to emphasize it. She really, really means it. It's not just a simple sorry, it is, I am so fucking sorry everything went fucking wrong. Please forgive me.
So like capitalizing it.
Basically, yes.
Okay. I wasn't really sure what the implication was by that.
That is the implication.
Okay.
It's an emphasis.
I think you told me that before, but...
Yeah, I've told you that many times, but you keep forgetting, so I'll keep saying it.
Well, I'm sorry.
I didn't berate you or blame you.
I'm sorry.
意味だった。
I can hardly believe the despairing letter in my hands.
It went from being such a hopeful, happy thing to... fuck. So quickly.
Well, yeah, this is our first playthrough. They're not gonna succeed, you know.
What do you mean, first playthrough?
Okay, this is the first ending.
I mean, you haven't
This is
actually...
not the true ending.
No, but you haven't reached
we're going
Suzuha's
towards.
ending either.
No, but all I'm saying is that we're not going towards the true ending right now.
No, but you're still gonna go through this when you go to the true ending. This is still gonna happen. I told you that. The true ending is an extra chapter at the end.
I
This
don't,
entire
I don't,
story is
I don't
linear up until-
understand this game.
No, don't worry about it.
We didn't repair the time machine properly. She couldn't obtain the IBN 5100. Her life was meaningless. This can't be happening. Nobody says a word. Their faces, like mine, are frozen in disbelief.
What the fuck are you doing?
I don't know. I turned to Daro. He's whiter than a sheet.
That's not how you spell that. Just looking at her.
She's comfy.
Yeah, she will come here.
She should also go to bed.
ダルタイムマシンは直したんじゃなかったのか
How is he gonna make sure that he fixes it properly?
He tried.
He tried, obviously, but he doesn't know enough yet.
Nope.
治ってたはずだよ。はずだけど。
This is gonna be just as, you know,
そもそもタイムマシンを直すのなんて
heart crunching for him.
Hmm.
見落としがあったのかも。
見落としたとそのせいでお前の娘は24年間も
Oh, don't go there, Okabe. Don't blame him for this. He didn't even blame him for this.
僕だって好きで見落としたわけじゃ。
そうよ。二人とも落ち着きなさい。橋田はできる限りのことを精一杯やった。彼を責めるのはお門違いよ。
That's
お
true.
前はなんでそんなに冷静なんだ
No one has the actual knowledge and technology to repair a fucking real time machine at this
No.
point, so...
He just kind of tried his very best to
Yeah.
find, fix, and figure out how the fuck this works. And he wasn't successful, and
I'm not even 100%. Like, I don't know what was wrong with it, so I can't, like, tell you what he did wrong or anything. Like, it could be burnt capacitors, it could be so many things. I don't know. It was flooded.
yeah, it could be anything, and we don't know, and neither did Daru. There must have been something he overlooked,
I just didn't have enough knowledge about.
and not enough time either. For
True.
that matter.
こういう性格なの。悪かったな。とにかく落ち着け。
It's not Daro's fault. I know that. But it can't end like this. It can't. Well, lucky for you, the story's not over.
Yeah, lucky for you, there's more chapters to come.
What was Suzuha feeling as she wrote this letter?
Despair. That's her despair. She pooped on the floor! Oh my god, I stepped on it.
Despair!
Did somebody say despair?
I wanted to welcome her back with a smile.
Yeah, that ain't happening now.
It's a bit too early for that. Instead, this.
Yep.
Suzuha's dead. 10 years gone.
Just like that.
Approximately 10 years. Wait, how did she die?
How do you think?
Don't tell me. An unpleasant thought passes through my brain.
Well, you can probably ask Tenoch about that.
Mr. Brown must know what happened. What happened?
Mr. Brown!
お、岡部。例のラジカンの人工衛星消えたってよ。大騒ぎらしいぜ。
Yes, we know. Thank you.
そんなことより聞かせてください。
ん？なんだ？
橋田鈴さんの亡くなった状況について。
知ってどうする？
俺は今まで彼女の死について何も知らなかった。彼女の最後を知っておかなければならない。そんな気がするんです。そうしなくちゃいけないんだ。それがどんな最後だったにしろ、この胸に
I'm kinda hungry.
つけておかないと。
Okay.
単なる好奇心ってわけじゃなさそうだな。で、もう一度聞くが、すずさんとはどういう関係だ？
古い知り合いです。とても古い知り合いで。
I mean, I suppose you could
彼女
have
と
met
過ご
her
した
when you
わずか
were
な
a
時間
child, but
今もはっきり思い出すことができるんです。聞かせてください。
あまり言いたくはないんだがな。これから俺が言うことは心して聞けよ。いいか。
And then I got my answer.
自殺だ。
The word weighed so heavily on me, I thought I might be crushed.
自宅で首をつってな。
My life was meaningless.
第一発見
I
者だ。
recall the last words she wrote in her letter. Words of unimaginable despair. She didn't deserve so bleak an end.
そんなことになる1年ぐらい前から精神的に随分不安定になってな。それまでは俺はあの人
Are you
の
Skip?
家に
You wasn't
リハ
done!
させてもらってたんだ。スズさんは天涯孤独だったし、葬式にはほとんど人は来なかった。寂しいもんだったぜ。さっきの手紙はスズさんが死ぬ1週間前に渡された。2010年の今日になったら岡部倫太郎という青年に渡してくれってな。スズさんは予知能力でも持ってたのかと思ったぜ。おめえが上に越してきた時はな。
I think it's quite the opposite, actually.
Well, technically she has seen the future. She
Oh,
lived
I was just
through
listening.
it.
I listened to the Japanese. Sorry.
Oh, okay. What did he say in Japanese?
Some kind of like future seeing ability is what he said.
Ah.
So I was like, no!
Time traveling is kind of like that, isn't it?
No, that's not what he meant then when he said Chonodoku. That's more like Esper power. Here.
Okay.
That's what he means.
Oh, so Okabe
Yeah.
is reading Steiner.
Yeah. Now that is a Chonodoku.
Enough. I can't take it anymore. We bow deeply to Mr. Brown and return to the lab.
Oh, it's almost tea time.
The dinner time?
No, that's not what I meant. Instead of D-Day, it's Deem time. Mm-hmm.
Well, D-Day is also a time.
Yes, but it's just, D-Days usually know also a specific date, but...
This is also a specific date.
Yeah, but we're working in a frame of like a few hours, so that's why I'm like,
The hour?
Yeah, the hour, yes.
The minute?
Hour is probably fine.
The second?
Since she usually
The
dies
millisecond?
between 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. is when she dies, so... Approximately an hour until shit hits the fan.
The shit?
Yes.
No one speaks. The lounge is silent, save for the TV. What went wrong? Should I have stopped her from leaving after all? Maybe then this tragedy wouldn't have happened. No, what choice did I have? I can't save Mayuri without the IBN 5100, so I had to travel to 1975.
1955!
No, 1957.
Okay.
What if I redo these 2 days again? Could Daru fix the time machine so this doesn't happen?
It's gonna be the first time for him every time, so my guess would be no.
Unless he can make notes on what he's doing to give to him in the past.
I
that
highly
kind of
doubt that's... It's gonna take a lot of leaps, if that is anything.
Oh yeah. But it's like that's about the only thing you can really do. Is to give him information from the future.
Yeah, but even so, experience also talks a lot. It's still his first time looking at the machine.
Yeah.
So, while I can give him an edge, it doesn't necessarily mean it can fix it in a way where it doesn't do this.
Sadly, the biggest issue is the fact that they only have the time leap machine.
Yeah.
They can't send any physical things back.
No. So even then, he'd have to remember the notes. There's no way Okabe can't do that.
No, he's too dumb.
Yeah. And also too much in panic and...
I'm not sure if he's so much in panic state right now. Rather than just depressed.
I mean, he's depressed, but he's also on edge.
Yeah. No, he'll have to start from scratch each time. 2 days just aren't enough. What about if we send Daru back?
There's no guarantee that'll work either.
We don't know.
No.
We kind of just... We don't know.
No.
That's kind of the issue. We've only tried this on Okabe because Okabe is main character.
Yeah.
So it has to work for him, and we have to do it with him, and so on. It's too risky to do it with any other character. I recall what Susawa wrote. If you can go back to that day, please let me leave. The D-mail is sent. Could that be the cause? Well, sort of. It certainly caused her to not leave on that day, and
by consequence, the time machine also got flooded.
Yeah.
Which is what the problem was.
And gebogen.
Yeah.
As a result, she remained in 2010 for an additional 4 days. I mean, either that or in some, I don't, might not be possible to like cover it up in some way.
Either way, we can't fix that because we can't go that far back. Protected from the rain, we cannot do that.
Emails.
Oh yes, but there's also no
Again.
guarantee that
It's gonna work. No,
it's
no,
gonna
no.
work the
I
way
know.
we intended to. That's also a problem.
Yeah. But
Probably
the emails certainly seems to have been more effective.
Mm.
These compared to the time leap machine at this point. But okay. But that night, the time yes.
It was damaged. Yes.
If I hadn't followed Suzuha that day, the solution is obvious. I need to cancel the email. So send it. No, that's not possible anymore. You can't exactly cancel
When he
it
says cancel, that's not what he means.
No. I get that.
He just has to cancel the effect of the email
Yeah,
by
cancel
sending
it out.
another email.
Yeah, he has to cancel it out.
Yes.
But can I really do that? If I change the past so that Suzuha leaves, won't that undo the 4 days we spent together?
Yeah, but she also fucking regrets everything, so... She regrets not going back that day. It's what she wants.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah. So...
Our frantic search through the
Bleeps!
streets of Akiba. Her heartfelt confession on the roof of Khatikan. Her tearful reunion with her father Daru. All of it will be undone. What do I do? Damn, Moika's men will be here any minute. There's no time to think. No time to hesitate.
岡部どうするつもり？
He's teeping.
なんとかしなければならない。このままでいいはずはないんだ。
岡部
So what was the reason for it only going 48 hours back?
Her reasoning was that for some reason the machine can't transfer the data further back. She
Okay.
doesn't exactly know why,
Okay.
but that is the reason.
Okay.
She's the one who said the limit is 48 hours.
Okay. Because I was unsure if the way she had described it was more as, I am not 100% sure as to what will happen if we do this. Because if that was the case, then maybe he was desperate enough now to try it.
I don't think he's gonna go against it. She did say that it seems like 48 hours is the max time.
おかり
But
じゃあダメだ
for Kurisu, that's pretty certain, even if she says seems like it.
Yeah.
So Okabe will know to trust her in judgment on that.
Well, question is if he still wants to believe it. At this point.
Yes.
Don't try to stop me, Mayuri. I can't let this stand.
クリス、お前は日付を正確に覚えている特技があったな。
That's an old question.
ええまあ
Well, she said it to us
鈴葉
before.
の励まし会をやったのはいつだ？
4日前8月9日
Was it not the 10th?
No, the 10th in the early morning was when it rained. Before dawn.
Oh, I thought it was the night of, the evening of.
Mm-mm.
Ah.
She went back originally on the 9th, and then he stopped her, and then they celebrated on the 9th, and then very early morning on the 10th, there was the rainstorm.
It's a little hard to keep track of dates in this game.
That is the reason why they're technically showing the dates, but
But it's not
I
enough.
would also have liked if there was always a date counter. That would have helped, like in the original game,
Yeah.
honestly.
But it's like, how would you implement that in this kind of game?
Yeah, because it was like an interface, just a normal interface in the original game.
Like you see in many, like visual novels
Yeah,
that
exactly.
aren't,
It's
you
just
know,
swap in
based
the
on
corner, and this is
animation.
the date.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is why they chose to show them in between scenes instead, like they did in the anime.
I know, but it's just.
But because we also play, with days in between, it can also be kind of hard to remember the timeline. Exactly.
Yeah. You already know what you must do. You're gonna send an email? Yeah, okay. Stop pursuit! That hot pursuit! This ain't no need for speed.
You
Last
might want to
mail.
save here.
You want me to save?
Yeah, because I don't know how much dialogue is going to be in this game.
Hey. You're a bit all over the place.
Yeah.
Save.
You save in a new... Yeah.
Okay. It's so entrapped.
Yes. Son Nirvana.
Oh no. CERN is gender bend. Or, well, technically a trap is typically referring to a guy that looks like a female.
Yes. And like, usually also behaves very feminine. It's considered.
Well, looks can be many things.
Yeah.
But yes.
Gives the impression
Yeah.
that they're a female.
Maybe we should just stop and put her to bed?
We are so close to getting to the ending.
You say, but you're not 100% sure as to how much
At this
that-
point, I am sure.
Okay.
It happens right after this, so...
Okay. I'll take your word for it. Again. That should be enough.
The only reason why it took so long is because we keep talking about shit.
Yeah, but I'm just referring to other times. That should be enough to convince me to let Suzuha go.
おかり E メールを送るのでもそうしたら全部消えちゃうんだよ
I know that. I know that. But this is the only chance I have, or only choice I have. And also only chance, more or less. Oh.
Just continue on in the conversation. Don't send the D-mail, is what you should choose. Set R.
Oh, maybe I saved my ID. That is my purpose. I can't?
No, just continue the text right now.
Okay. Erase the time you spent with Suzuha. Destroy whatever bond you had. Push it up button! Isn't that what Suzuha wants? You'll be saving her from 25 years of loneliness. From ending her life in utter despair. Save Suzuha. Save Mayuri. But is it really? Is erasing those memories really the right thing to do? Should I just time leap again so I can consider other possibilities? What should I do? What's the right choice? Why is it showing that to
I don't
me
know
if
why
I'm not allowed to?
I don't know. I mean, this is the area where you would like, if you want to continue on with the story, you would send the email. In an original game, you have to take out your phone and then he would do it. And if you didn't want to send an email, you just go through the text and not do anything.
Yeah. It's just funny that...
Yeah, I don't know. We'll just continue with the text.
What if I... Pearls?
Yeah. What if you what?
Try and press ZL?
No, just go through the text. Like, in the original game, you had to go through all this text before he decides not to do it, so just continue that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ah. Okay, so it just changes between, like,
Yeah, it changes between
whether
the
you're
two.
sending it or not.
Yeah. Just have it on this.
Okay, so it's...
Yeah. It's automatically a not sending.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which you should just do to get the ending. It's really easy to get endings in this game, so you don't have to worry about that.
No, I understand why there are different endings.
Yeah.
That's not the point. It's not so much that, like, what's the point of having different endings if it's not, you know, if you don't have to really do anything to actually achieve them. But for this, it is a story about time travel.
Yeah.
It is important that you're able to continue the story as intended.
Yeah. This story is also very linear.
Yeah.
It only has branches to endings throughout its linear story.
Yeah.
And that's probably also one of the reasons why the anime was so greatly adapted. It didn't have multiple routes to adapt, it just had the main story to adapt. Which is linear. So.
Though they had to choose. No, they don't
No,
have to
you-
choose an ending.
They don't have to choose because they just, like, again, the only difference between the Mayuri ending and the not true ending, that is just called the Kurisu ending, is the fact that he chooses Mayuri over Kurisu as a conscious choice, where in the Kurisu ending, he does what Kurisu would want him to do, rather than choosing someone over another. And the true ending is just a chapter after the Kurisu ending. So there really isn't a big difference between them, but
No. Still, you're starting to doubt. But I need to reach a conclusion, or else. Or else!
there we go. He made the choice to not do it.
I can't. How
They
can
made
I
it-
do it?
They made it much more obvious in this game than in the original game. The
Yeah.
original game, you're just like, why is he not doing anything? Because there was no indication. And you get an ending, and you're like, what the fuck? No, I will give them, after you get an ending, when you get to these points, there is, like, that circle you see there was only there in the instances. That circle you see right there. It's only there in those instances where you could take out your phone and send an email in these instances. So after you got one ending, the game will tell you, now you have a choice.
Yeah.
But it's still funny. I was playing like, why are you not doing anything?
But dude, send the email!
Yeah. it was like, what the fuck? But sure, they made it much more obvious here, and that's probably a good thing, although it comes more as a shock that you had to make a choice here in the original game. Here it's just like, send it or don't. Because some people will be like, well, obviously I'm gonna send it, because that's what we should do. And then not seeing the ending.
Yeah.
I know it's not story relevant to see the ending, but I still feel like you get something out of seeing the endings in the end for the characters, so.
Keep as creepish, you two.
You know, while you do this, I'm just gonna put it to bed.
I think I have a great title for the VOD.
Okay. No, Carlos? No.
I can't send this email. Acting on... You're making me laugh.
I'm sorry!
Acting on impulse. I don't... Am I allowed to continue?
No! He doesn't want it.
No, especially not when it's you.
No. He still steps off on me.
Yeah. And she wants to be with me.
Yeah, I know. Come back here. No!
No, that's...
Come back here!
Okay, just hang on a second. I'll be right back.
He doesn't want to.
Yeah, come be... Yeah, it's much safer with me. It's actually not. But...
It's not really, but here we are. What's that so hard? Why can't you just follow me?
Like you.
But she has to go sleep. It's late for the bulbs.
Kind of funny. Okay. Oh boy, Pearls, you are a troublemaker.
You absolute fucking rascal.
Acting on impulse, I don the headgear and punch in a 48-hour time leap.
解放はあるの？
No!
As the taste of blood fills my mouth,
I assume he bit himself.
I press a button. Those two Kurisus right there. Interesting.
Doesn't mean anything! No! It's just an effect!
But she wasn't... She was different.
This has never been animated before, so I'm kind of interested to see what happens here. Ah! Yeah, he said that.
Do you like that? Ah! Ah! Ah!
Anyways.
I stare vacantly at Kurisu, who is standing in front of me.
Whoa.
ほら、ふらついてるじゃない。まだ2日目なのに、そんなに疲れててどうすんのよ。ピンバッジはきっと見つかる。まだ時間はあるんだから、そんなに焦らないで。
What?
Just continue.
それより、あんたにぶっ倒れられたら、私はともかく、まゆりが心配するでしょ。少しは自分の体もいたわりなさい。
The time leap worked. Or did it?
ああ、分かってる。
I couldn't sacrifice either of them. I had no choice. In 2 days, Mayuri will die. If these are the only 2 days of peace I can have with Mayuri and Suzuha, then all I can do is repeat them. Groundhog
Basically.
days.
Yeah, Groundhog, 48 hours. Yeah. It's, Remember when you asked me if he could be more broken? This is why he'll be more broken. He's
Sure.
doomed to repeat these days eternally if he can't make a choice.
Because he has no will.
He couldn't make the choice.
Well, we decided for him that
Yeah.
he couldn't make the choice, but yes.
But we are him at that point.
No, I could make the choice. I could.
Yeah,
easily,
that's not what
but
I mean.
You can't really say that we are him at that point.
Whatever.
Let these 2 days be the rest of my life. Whoa, living on a prayer.
Okay.
I mean, isn't that what he does? I push down on the pedals and begin the ascent up Harumi Bridge. The spokes revolve rhythmically. Okay, reflecting the sunlight. Sweat oozes out of every pore, but it's not unpleasant.
気持ちいいね
Poor Daru.
僕がこんなことに付き合わなきゃいけないんだ。
Yeah, sadly, electric bikes aren't really a thing at this time.
No,
So
nope. Plus, it seemed like they all rented bikes as well. They all had exactly identical bikes. So.
yeah, but like today, you would probably be able to rent an e-bike.
Yeah, oh
instead.
yeah.
So, but yeah.
Bikes also aren't a big thing in Japan to begin with.
No.
So,
No, not really.
because it costs money to park it anywhere.
どうかな
Anyways, so you might as well fucking have a car or take transport. It's gonna be the same price.
風強すぎ
Fucking out of shape.
So, what? I'm Daru and you're Kurisu?
Yeah.
Because I'm the fat one.
Well, you're the one who always fucking struggles with your legs, and I'm just like, fuck the wind! My legs
no,
never hurt, my heart hurts every time.
Though I feel like I have a harder time with the wind because I'm fat. It certainly
you also
seems like
always
it's...
bike on a lower gear setting for some reason, so...
Yeah, I try to do what you do, but it doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work for me. I can't make that work for some
No,
reason.
but again, you can't use your legs to get enough speed for it to work. That's the problem.
Hmm.
So I'm saying your legs are weak.
They're stronger than yours, but they also have to carry more weight.
Yes, but it's also specific muscles I'm talking about here.
Still stronger than yours. Considering you spent so much time not using yours.
Yeah, I know. But I can bike fine.
Yeah, but you also weigh less. And also has less resistance in wind.
As that's minimal. And you know it.
Doesn't feel like it.
No, I hate the wind too. But
Yeah, I know, but
it's minimal. The difference in our size is minimal when it comes to wind resistance, honestly.
Though maybe back then it was more... I don't remember. No, I don't think I got a new bike at that point. And I'm pretty sure you were on Christian's bike. Like a time we were like biking back to my place or something like that. From you and Christian's place. And you were like getting so far ahead of me. I'm pretty sure it was the wind, but it could also have been the fact that it was my old bike and my old bike sucked.
It's also the fact that on the road it always goes up and down all the time between the crossroads.
Yeah, but
That
that's
also makes it difficult.
Yes, but you still got so far ahead of me, and it felt like it was the wind that was holding me back.
No, I don't
For
think
me, it
so.
was
Yeah.
because it was so
I just
windy.
every
that
time I look
night.
at you, I can just see your like legs just struggling because you were in low gear all the time, whereas I don't have that.
Well, especially in my old bike, I had to do that because there was so much resistance in the bike itself. So
I don't remember having that problem when I used it, but
all I can tell you is that the bike I have now is way better.
yeah. Of course, it's new.
ダルク
That's not necessarily the point. 'Cause
No, but
the other one, like this one, the one
you're
I
a little choppy, Darukun. A little?
the one I have now, the bike I have now, is no, actually, I haven't had it for that long. Had it for like almost 2 years now.
And more.
Considering my bike was stolen at one point,
Yeah.
so I got a new one. Which
But my mind is just like, did that happen before or after we moved in here?
before.
Yeah.
I got it while I was
That
living
is
on
over
my
2
own.
years ago.
Yeah, but it was also stolen at one point, but that was also
That's what I
before we
mean.
moved.
Exactly.
Oh, the stealing. Okay.
Yeah. So it is more
Yes.
than 2 years ago.
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
I'm also pretty sure.
Yeah. Okay, well. But I think before I got the new bike, the bike I had then, which my parents had bought for me after I moved here to Odense with you, was probably older, but it was still like crap because it was a cheap bike.
デブオタ上等
Alright.
I'm just gonna ignore that.
いい景色だな
From here, you can see across Tokyo Bay all the way to Rainbow Bridge in the distance. Rainbow Bridge? What is it, RGB?
I mean, Japan, that could be, I don't know. Haven't been to the bridge, so I can't say that.
Oh, well. I was looking to you because you're the only one of us who's been to Japan.
Yeah, but I didn't really cross any, bridges because we took the subway all the time, so
Yeah,
I
but-
don't know bridges to cross.
No, but I was just more thinking maybe you'd been a place where you could see the bridges.
No, we weren't that close to Tokyo Bay.
Okay.
Remember, when we first were in Tokyo, we stayed at a hotel in Ueno. I mostly walked around in Ueno and Asakusa, then took the subway around.
Okay.
The second time, we were a little bit closer to the bay, but you couldn't see it from a hotel.
No. Okay.
So,
It's an easy jaunt from Akihabara to here, not even an hour on foot.
yes.
Fuck. I do not want to walk for an hour.
It's not actually that much, walking an hour.
No,
Could also
I
take-
hate walking
I
in the
know.
first place.
I know.
I wanted a change of pace from the search for the unfindable. Oh, pin. Ah,
Yeah, the unfindable pin.
right. Yes, that's what you meant. The pin. So I proposed this cycling expedition. Of course, I already know who the pin belongs to and who Suzuha's father is, but I have chosen not to tell anyone. If at all possible, I want to spend these 2 days in peace and delay Suzuha's time travel. That is my goal now.
出発するまではさただの時間の無駄遣いと思ってたけどたまにはこういう時間も必要な生き物なんだね人間って私はタイムリープマシンを作ってる方が楽しい
Does that mean she's not gonna finish the time leap machine on time?
She'll still finish it.
Okay.
Don't worry.
引きこもりが最強だと今日証明されました
Well, technically it's just because you're out of form. You're not you don't exercise enough.
You're not fit.
Doesn't have anything to do with you being fat or anything,
No.
but you're just not fit.
No.
I'm also not fit. I don't
Just
do
means your
enough.
cardio sucks. Your heart is weak, Daru.
According to ECGs, my heart is strong.
Yeah, the electrical impulses. That doesn't mean the muscles are strong enough for your cardio.
I thought that was related.
Not necessarily.
Huh.
It needs to be strong enough to pump fast and well enough out.
I thought that kind of what the ECG was for.
No?
That's only to check if there's any irregularities to the impulses?
Yeah, to the rhythm of the impulse, yes. The only thing you measure is just an electrical impulse. That's all you measure. With the echo, you can see a bit more.
Yeah. I suppose that's true. You aren't really doing anything but putting electrodes over the body. I hadn't thought about that.
だらしないな。そんなんじゃ生き残れないよ。
水は自動販売機はまだ。今ならコップ一杯分の水のために人殺しもできそうだお。
Sure thing,
You're on a
Daru.
bridge right now.
残念ながら
Yeah, but there are also vending machines everywhere.
あと2つ橋を渡らないとコンビニはない。そこまで辛抱しろ。
マジで無理。もう無理。
I like that.
Woo!
I'm actually not 100% sure. Is that Shadow 3D too?
I don't know. I
But-
wouldn't be surprised if it was,
Yeah.
since that's easy to make.
I mean, it could just be, you know, an actual 3D shadow of the, or an actual shadow of the 3D object.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
They put lighting on and it just had a shadow on the floor.
Yeah. Because I was like, oh, they've animated the thing you put the air in.
This
What's
is because the
called?
model has it.
Yeah. But that's where when I was like, wait, actually, I don't think they've actually animated that.
I mean, they still
as
have
in-
animated it, but not 2D animated in
No, no.
Vue.
They haven't hand drawn it.
No.
The valve.
オ
Yes.
カリン、詳しいんだね。この辺来たことあるの？
No.
ああ、何度もな。
How long have I been living in this close loop of time? On August 13th, Maori will be killed by the Rounders. This time, only I know that Maori is fated to die. By keeping that secret, I allow us to spend these days like normal kids our age would. I suppose. This cycling expedition is part of that.
ここまで来ればビッグサイトはすぐだ。あと10分もしないうちに着くだろう。
その前に休憩を。
No, no break for you, Daru.
I feel for you, Drew.
Oh.
そのままの格好でいると危ないぞ。体を
Yeah, don't lean over. You could fall into the bay.
Hmm.
ちょっと休ませてよ。
Also, why doesn't he have a bottle of water with him?
Maybe he drank it all.
I suppose.
危ないんだと言っているだろう。
Oh, it's just a road over there. Never mind. I thought he was doing outside towards the water. He was doing towards the road. That's even more dangerous.
Dato stands up. A second later, a huge truck speeds past. Oh, we already saw that, but
Yes, yes.
the gust of wind left in its wake nearly blows us over.
Bowels us over is what it said. Did you read that? Nearly bowels us over. Autocorrect went in there. Pretty sure.
Why would it choose bowels over blows?
I don't know, because they probably misspelled to begin with, and then autocorrect went bowels. That's what you mean, right?
But doesn't it need an E in there? Bowel?
No. No, that's not what I mean. It's a bowl. A bowl.
Yeah, yeah.
That is
okay.
not spelled with an E.
Nearly bowls.
Bowls.
That's just because you said bowels.
Well, I
bowels.
was just saying it funnily. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, okay. That's why I was a little confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. Maybe. If they are using autocorrect, I don't know.
It seems like that would be the reason, because it's not like it's misplaced once. It's like 2 letters misplaced, the L.
Yeah, but that's also fairly easy to do, honestly.
I usually don't do that. Maybe you misplace it by 1, but yeah. Whatever.
Different from person to person.
Yeah. I'm saved.
なんかね、今のオカリ、未来が見えてたみたいだったね。
No. What made you think that?
So, is the only reason her jacket is staying up is because of the belts or whatever she has on her arms?
I mean, she always has it on like that, so I would assume so.
Yeah.
Because they're never over her shoulders, so.
Also, why is she wearing it like that?
Style.
メールでも使ったんでしょ。
No, we didn't send the D-mail.
Yeah, let's just say that. To them, it's a joke.
Yeah, to me.
But they're not mistaken. Suzu's eyes meet mine. I avert my eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. You didn't see anything, Suzuha. Nope.
聖地よ、私は帰ってきた。
Holy Land!
人がいない時に来るのって初めてだよ。
I don't really think you can call it the Holy Land right now, because none of it's there, my dude.
こんなに広かったのね。なのに
Don't worry about it.
街は人で埋め尽くされるとかありえない。
Don't worry about it. To him, it's the Holy Land, because that's where the Komima is.
Is it not
Every year.
Komika?
No? Komima.
Is that the actual name for it?
That I actually don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's Komika,
Hmm.
but I might be wrong.
I don't know.
I've never
The
been there.
game usually does change the letter, so I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. In the empty nets, it's easy to see how truly majestic Big Sight is.
Yes.
Big Sight.
Yeah. He even said it. Bikku Saito.
At Komima, when you're wading through a sea of people, it's just another big building.
ねえねえ、マユシーはお腹空いちゃった。
近くにファミレスあるべ。そこで一休みしようよ。
帰りも同じ距離を走らないといけないのよね。それを考えたら鬱だ。
Yeah, if it wasn't Denmark, you could just take a bus with your bike on it.
I mean, okay, I never actually see people take a bike with them on transport in Japan because of the gates. So I don't think you can actually do that.
No.
Because people walk everywhere anyways, so
Yeah, exactly.
bikes aren't really used much.
So while they have great public transport, it doesn't really allow for stuff like that.
No, because it's not necessary.
It's not necessary really, because people generally don't need it. But if you do need it, then
Usually,
sucks.
some places you can, park the bike by the station, but you can't take it into the station.
No.
I honestly don't think there's any way you can take it in there, but I don't know. Like, the gates do open. It's not like there's not space for it, but I've never seen it. So.
The three of them go searching for the family restaurant.
鈴葉どうした？
I already know how she'll answer. She's excited to see Big Sad in real life.
ビッグサイト、生で見られて感動。2036年にはさ、ビッグサイトってなくなっちゃってるんだよね。
No, not the Holy Land!
大規模な埋め立て計画の一環で、もっと大きなイベント会場がゴロゴロしてる。ドームだってあの辺に移転してきてるし。
Damn. They moved the entire dome. Damn. How does that work?
Well, moved as in built at a new place.
Yeah, I
probably.
suppose. This is funny. They say moved in the dome. Like, you moved the entire building
They
out here? How the fuck does that work?
They probably didn't do it the way that they have done with the Chernobyl reactor,
No.
where they literally built a building or a shell away from it and moved it over the building.
It's to cover it from the radioactiveness.
Yeah. Which is...
It was to build it in a safe environment and then use machines to put it over.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's the reasoning for that.
Exactly.
In this case, not necessary.
No. No. No.
It's just funny the way she said it, that's why.
Because that is a logistical nightmare.
Yeah.
So I would not want any engineer having to deal with that if it's not necessary.
でもさ、さっき橋田至が言ってたけど、ここって聖地扱いされてるんだよね。
No, no,
No.
no, that's not what you think.
コミマっていうすごいイベントがあるんでしょ。私の母さんもそのイベントに参加してて、そこで父さんと会ったんだって話してくれたよ。
Yes.
なるほど。
This is information you will only ever get in Suzuha's
女
ending.
子だったか
They meet in Komima. So they're both nerds!
Nerd!
Same about this for Fujoshi.
Or geek? Nerd or geek?
I mean, they're otakus, which is its own word, but yes.
I suppose it has its own meaning.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Though it is closer to nerd than to geek.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's just someone who has a
たかったんだよね。
very deep interest in a specific thing.
田部倫太郎
Just more nerd.
That's a geek.
No. For me,
it not?
no.
Am I...
For geek, for
I
me,
might be
that's more like
remembering it wrong.
specific things.
So... A hooligan is a football nerd? Well, hooligan specifically for soccer. I'm talking about.
I mean, I would just say they're a hooligan, but
Yeah, but you know, I was trying
yes.
to use an example of someone who's really into football.
yes.
Hooligans aren't necessarily really into football; they're more into the whole experience and the social aspect.
I know.
Not to mention the fighting.
Yeah.
But we don't get into that part.
No. But yes, they are.
Yeah. Okay.
ちょっとだけ父さんに近づけた気がする。
I at some point I knew exactly which one was which, but right now I don't remember it. So I can only really take your word for it. You don't just feel close to him. I know who Suzuha's father is. Well, so do we, but
Yeah.
but I won't tell her.
Because I'm a mad scientist. Oh, God.
It's so good!
Son of a
Son
bitch!
of a bitch!
For now, I just want to prolong these 2 days of peace. Yeah, but for how long?
That is the question. How long can he continue to do this, knowing what will happen 2 days later? Eternally.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Live through the same days over
Is
and
it
over and over.
so? What's gonna get to him first? His mental state or something going wrong with the timely machine?
I guess you'll have to see. Again, like, he keeps doing the same thing. He keeps going on these bike rides every
私
time.
もお腹空いちゃ
It
った
becomes so mundane for him. Today was fun.
Because there's also the whole thing of like, how many times can you continue to time leap
Yeah.
without stuff happening?
We don't know.
Like prolonged use of it.
Yeah,
But
like
it's also
does something get corrupted every time you do it, and it's just a very small amount? So the more you do it, the more stuff gets corrupted
yeah.
until something actually goes wrong. Who knows?
Like, we don't know what the side effects are of it
Nope.
is. So
Do not. We just know that it works.
tomorrow will be fun. I know,
I know it will. Because it'll be exactly the same.
Every day will be fun forever. Forever.
Forever.
Forever.
Forever.
One of us. One of us. One of us.
Well, here we go again!
Push down the pedals and begin the ascent up Hanami Bridge. The spokes revolve slowly, reflecting the sunlight. Sweat oozes out of every pore, but it's not unpleasant. The funny thing is that he will never get more fit
No, he won't!
from doing all this biking.
No, he won't. He just endures it because it's not unpleasant because we're having fun and nobody's going to die. Yay! I'll never let it happen.
I sure hope he timed these before she dies.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Because otherwise that would be so much worse.
He does. He does. He time leaps as soon as the time leap machine is
Finished.
done. Yeah.
Yeah.
なんで僕がこんなことに付き合わなきゃいけないんだ。
同感だわ。っていうか、
I mean, nobody's gonna get more fit by doing this.
No, but the others are also not
No.
actually repeating this.
No.
Okabe is the only one, but it's only his.
It's only his memories and his
Memories.
conscious, so
Well, supposedly it's his consciousness.
it seems so since we're following him. That's kind of the thing.
Yeah,
Or like with emails, right?
we kind of have to assume
Yeah.
that we are following his consciousness.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, no, physically nothing's changed.
no.
メタボだからもっと運動しておくべきだと思うよ。
デブオタ上等。
いい景色だな。
From here, you can see across Tokyo Bay all the way to Rainbow Bridge in the distance.
I love how even he, in his inner thoughts, says the same thing right now. His brain's just like, yeah, that at this point. He just says it.
I wanted a change of pace from the search for the unfindable pin, so I proposed this cycling expedition.
For the umpteenth time.
How's this a change of pace?
It's not anymore, but that's what he keeps saying himself. It was the first time, maybe the second time, but for the umpteenth time, no.
Not for him, at least.
No.
たまにはこういう時間も必要な生き物なんだね。人間って。
Was it a while as in so many fucking times?
For the last, maybe he spent a year doing this. Who the fuck knows how many times he's done this?
タイムリ
We
ープ
don't
マ
know.
シンを作っ
We
てる
don't
方
get
が
to know, I assume.
No, we don't get to know. It doesn't matter. The point is just he's done this so many times, he stopped counting.
子守が最強だと今日証明されました。
It's funny, in that line in Japanese, he says that living as a hikikomori is the best way to live, instead of saying he belongs indoors.
I mean, how are you supposed to
You
translate
can't
that?
translate it, it's such a Japanese thing, but it's also funny that he'd say that. Be like, I'd rather never go outside again in my entire life, is basically what he's saying.
Be neat.
Yeah. I mean, technically, he could still work freelance, like he does in Zero. Then he technically wouldn't be a NEET entirely.
No, because neats are people who
Not-
stay in the room at all times and don't contribute to society.
Yeah, I mean, NEETs don't actually have to stay inside all the time. NEETs
No.
are just people who are not employed or not under education. Haba haba haba. Hikikomoris, on the other side, are people who are staying inside, usually a specific room, all the time. Doesn't mean they can't contribute, but for some reason they won't leave.
It's not my fault, okay?
What?
You called me a neat?
Oh. Yeah. NEET basically stands for not in education, employment, or training. They're just not contributing to society.
Is this contribution?
What is?
This?
I mean, are you contributing to society, Danish government, by doing this?
Oh, the Danish government.
Yeah, that's usually what it means when it says that.
Well, that's different.
Yeah. You also have to remember, like, NEET in Japan is a very derogatory term because it is unheard of to not be in some kind of occupation. In the Western, it's, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean the same thing.
No, I know.
So.
But I don't really have a choice.
No. But seen from the Japanese cultural standpoint.
I'm the problem.
Yes, exactly.
Hi, yes, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. Or
Sorry, Japan.
however the song goes.
Yeah. That reminds me of one, like, social media post I've seen at one point during Corona, where this, like, teenage kid was like, oh, I'm sorry everyone, apparently Corona happened because I didn't come home on time this one day. Sorry about that, fam. Because the mom told him it was their fault Corona happened. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's almost as bad as when my mom told me that because of how I'm behaving, I'm gonna end up in shit, what's it called? Child care home or whatever.
Foster home.
Yeah. Well,
That is what it is.
it is?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was specifically when you were living with like foster parents or whatever.
No, a foster home can also be an organization or institution.
Which is not an orphanage. Because I'm not orphaned.
Yes.
Which you only get to one of those places in case your parents can't take care of you?
Yeah, usually. For one reason or another.
Yeah. Which the government has to deem necessary.
Yeah.
But my mom was her intention was to say that she would put me there.
Yeah. Basically saying, we don't want you if you keep behaving like this.
Yeah.
Which is not something a mom should say.
Really?
Yeah. That
Luckily,
is not okay.
luckily, I had a place I could go to where somebody would actually listen to me at the time. Who was like, no.
That's not how this works.
Yeah. Like an adult, not
Yeah.
not just a friend.
Yeah. I know.
So even back then, which was before I met Max and whatnot, I sort of had a second home. Just couldn't really, stay there forever. But they were very nice
残念ながらこの橋を
and treated me very
あ
nice.
と2つ橋を渡らないとコンビニはないそこまで辛抱しろ
Even last time I visited them, which is a long time ago now. While their daughter, my friend, was still living with them, which she doesn't do anymore. She now has a family, her own family.
もう無理。
ポカリ詳しいんだね。この辺来たことあるの？
Nope,
Oh!
何度もな
only for the past.
N number of times?
That's right. Again and 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 again. So I suppose I was kind of right with the title I gave the stream.
I don't remember what
And
that
it
was.
goes on and on and on and on.
Literally, you didn't even know. It's so fucking funny. You just thought we were gonna repeat like more loops, right? Like,
I was just prepared that that we're gonna, continue to try and fix the whole thing and wotnot, and we're gonna do it
time
again
loop
and
to
again
the,
and again.
continue doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they do it in the first time because there's really no reason to use more days on it because for
Well-
Daru, it's gonna be the same.
Yeah. Technically, he time lead once.
Yeah, but that's only to figure something out. He didn't actually need to do that.
that was only because of Daru being a doofus.
Yeah, he didn't actually have to do that
No.
for them to reach the same conclusion, even to reach the conclusion of who Suzuha's father was.
Yeah.
Because Cloudy did that on her own.
Yeah. But
You
it
weren't
was-
involved in that, so. Yeah.
Daru was a dingus.
Yeah. So.
Moika's attack?
My
Coyote's
step-
death?
What's that? I don't
Those
know.
things will never, ever happen.
こ
Yeah.
こまで来ればビッグサイトはすぐだ。あと10分もしないうちに着くだろう。
その前に休憩を。
He just looks so deadpan.
Fucking look at him.
Yeah.
Fucking dying.
Yeah, on the inside, he's just like, this is the same. There's nothing. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Thoughts too dark to be my own suddenly slip into my mind.
When you don't have any new experiences, there's no stimuli, and you just start succumbing into your own thoughts at that point, because it's the only stimuli you can get.
I wonder what will happen if I don't save him.
Yeah, I wonder what will happen if I don't pull Daru back here, exactly. Because it's a new experience.
Will the truck catch on Daru's fat? Will
Sure.
it send him flying like a ragdoll? Will it take off his head? Will blood spray from the stump like a crimson fountain? Now you're talking like a mad scientist.
Yeah.
Oh, Inkyoma.
Mad person. Now I have a psychiatric problem. A real one. The psychiatric disorder being too bored.
You should go see a psychiatrist. Maybe.
Yeah, he should just stop doing this. It's because he's chronically
Oh yeah,
bored.
yeah. But also, you need to see a psychiatrist.
Yes. I mean, he should probably see a psychiatrist no matter what.
Hmm.
But that won't happen before Steins gets 0, so whatever.
What difference does it make if Dara dies? I can just time leap again, can't I?
Also that, he's like, death doesn't mean anything, because I can just time leap.
For these 2 days, I'm
God! Yeah.
I choose who lives and who.
Who
うわ
doesn't? Well, I guess he does it on his own. Cool.
あ、危ねえ。
ちょっと大丈夫？怪我はない？
I wonder what happened the first time then.
Probably this.
I guess. But
He
it's
did
just
it on his own, so I would assume so.
yeah, but it was just more because, or maybe Okabe had forgotten that he would do it on his own.
Yeah.
今のトラックひどいよ。
Damn truck coon.
Yeah, almost sent him to Nisekai, although he probably would have wanted that.
なんだこの
He probably would have
So-
wanted that,
sudden-
honestly.
Suddenly, the game just turns into an isekai.
Yeah.
そしたら通報しました。
That's some good eyes you got there, Kurisu. Look at her face.
Yeah.
Like, Suzuha looks normal, but...
I mean, it's far away. It's hard for these kinds of things.
Yeah, but this one is quite off.
事故が起きたわけじゃないし、通報しても無意味でしょ。
True. In Japan, at least. And he's like, oh god, why did I have those thoughts?
I'm glad it ended as something to laugh about. I think. But what was I thinking just now? I began this loop so that Mayuri would live and Suzuha would never go back in time. Back in time.
You know, I had a completely different song in my mind.
Well, that's probably because I have a strong relation to this song and you don't.
Well, I was actually thinking of a Chinese song. It was sung in English though, but it's a Chinese song.
And I have no relation to that one, so...
I mean, technically you do, because you've watched some of the episodes of the show.
Oh, that
it's
one.
Opening of.
Still don't really have a proper relation to it.
No, but you at least know it.
I don't remember it.
Great song. Great
Don't
opening.
remember it.
Oh, sad.
Because why would I? I haven't really been thinking about it.
No.
Yet just now I was ready to watch Daru die. Some part of me wanted it to happen.
岡部倫太郎
I mean,
You and
yeah.
your full name.
Yeah.
She can't have heard my dark thoughts just now.
No, but you are still acting weird.
And yet, I feel like she can see right through me.
顔色悪いよ
オカリン、僕よりガクブルしてるとかおかしくね？
Well, are you? Should you?
何しろ
Considering?
スーパーハッカーに死なれては我がラボは大打撃だからな。
Sure thing.
休
That's
憩
what
は
he
終わり
thought.
だ。行くぞ。
I am this world's observer. Nothing can escape my subjectivity. None of us need to face death.
No, none of us need ever
A
face death.
48-hour eternity.
Indeed.
Tomorrow will be another wonderful day. 'Cause I say so.
Because it'll be exactly the same.
Which is a little interesting because we're only seeing a little part of one day, even though he's technically repeating 2 days.
Yeah, but it's enough to get the thought across.
Yeah, but yeah.
He still does need Kurisu, you know, to finish the time leap machine, so...
Yes, that's true.
こんなに広かったのねなのにゴミ間中は人で埋め尽くされるとかありえない
So that was an hour ago. You said it would be done.
I mean, it's because we keep talking.
Still, though, they've still shown quite a bit.
Yeah, but this is still this is part of the ending. So.
Yeah, I know, but you still said that it was very short.
All things considered, yes. But what I said back then an hour ago was that right after the scene we will enter the ending. That's what I said.
Yeah, that's not how I imagined it. Is there a point of me repeating this?
What?
Is there a point to me repeating this line?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay.
You don't have to say it, but that is new. It whispers to me words like poison.
Words of wisdom.
Poison! Is that how it goes?
Or do you mean person?
Yes, of course.
Like the foreigner?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that face.
I mean, yeah, but it's also very good expression. Dark thoughts consume and insume. Because there are no consequences for my actions.
My dude. She's too strong for that.
He doesn't have to think about that at all.
No, I know, but you wouldn't be able to have your way with her. You're too weak.
Unless he, you know, makes her unconscious first. It's not unheard of.
No, but that's not what he's talking about.
No, I know. It's instinct, sure. It doesn't matter. We're eternally going through this loop. None of this matters.
Is that bug laying on its side?
It's dead. Yes.
Yeah.
It's laying on its side.
Interesting.
I mean, she is pretty. Yeah, an insane mad scientist. Indeed, he's becoming what he always wanted. Think of what else you can do with a timely machine, oh boy!
As long as it exists, sure.
I mean, he'll make sure it exists.
If he has his way with her, how is he gonna convince Kurisu to finish the time leap machine?
I don't know. Don't worry about it. Murder, steal, kidnap, destroy. Is that the best you can do, Okabe Rintaro? Is that really all evil in your heart?
Darkness.
Darkness.
Eternal darkness.
Yeah, eternal darkness. Well, we are only human after all. Mm-hmm. Sure, you wanted this loop. But repeat the same 2 days forever? Sounds like torture to me. You're already torturing yourself. This is already beyond torture.
You know, you could have tried to do different things on the 2 days every time you loop, but...
You would also run out of things at some point, I would assume.
Oh, yeah,
But yeah.
that would still be a lot more things to cycle through, rather than it being the same 2 days over and over.
But we also don't know how long he has repeated this. He could have cycled through different things. Who knows?
They don't show it to us, so I don't
No.
know.
Today should be your paradise. Forget about petty laws and morals. You're a hunter. Oh my god, is he a hunter? Does he have a hunter's license?
Is he Hunter Biden?
That's not what I was thinking of, but sure. I was thinking of Hunter Hunter. Since you know you have a license to be a hunter then.
Is that what you think of when you are watching this scene?
No, it's just the word hunter.
Okay.
Like, you are a hunter. Oh, you have a license for that? That's what I was thinking. Tattoo! No, taboos! As I read that as tattoo. Taboos mean nothing to you. Hunt your
I mean,
prey,
it is
eat your
late,
fill.
so...
What?
It is late.
And also there's an anime called Taboo Tattoo, so it doesn't help.
Okay.
Not that it's good, but you know. I mean, technically that's not true. Unless the timely machine is already finished. That's not true, but whatever.
Which it is not.
No, it shouldn't be at this point. It's only the 11th, so.
Hmm.
But I can understand why his thoughts are turning like this. When you eternally repeat something, you're not going to have a very straight thinking.
What do you mean? This is very straight.
That's not what I meant. And you know it.
It's not like
Stable thoughts, then.
it's not like he has these thoughts about Daru.
No. Stable.
No, I think that would
Stable
probably be better.
mentality, then.
Sure. Now he just uses his second head.
Yeah. At the moment. I mean, technically, he's not using his head at all, because he's like, fuck laws, fuck morals, fuck what's taboo. It doesn't really matter in the end anyway, so there's no repercussions for anything I do. Bzz.
My ears are ringing.
Mm-hmm.
Someone is trying to crush my soul, projecting thoughts not my own onto the screen of my heart.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. Because repeating the same 2 days, I don't know what kind of effect that would have on your psyche, so I can't say if they would be your own thoughts or if it's a mental disability that has appeared that is then projecting on. Well,
yeah, I mean, at least to him, it doesn't feel like his thoughts. Whenever he realizes this, he's like, wait, this can't be my thoughts.
so it's psychosis.
I mean, it doesn't have to be psychosis, it can just be schizophrenia. You don't need to be in a psychotic state to have schizophrenia.
True.
You just need to have psychosis from time to time.
Hmm.
But yes, it could be projective thoughts that don't feel like your own.
Trust me, I have those.
Yes, I know.
It sucks.
Sometimes you can even like feel like someone is projecting actions onto you. Or something you're saying isn't you saying it, it's someone else saying it through you.
Luckily, not that far from me.
No.
For me, it's just more I have thoughts that can just pop into my head and be like, you could do this.
Mm.
Kind of like what is happening here, where it's just like suddenly you're just having these thoughts and you're like, no,
don't
thank
want
you.
him. Go away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised that his mental state is just downhill at this point.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he has schizophrenia at this point.
I wish I could do an analysis of his psyche, but I don't know enough
Not yet, no.
about psychology
Hmm.
or his mental state.
I mean, if you play the entire game, you'd know. You would have enough information.
Yeah, but specifically in this ending.
Yeah.
But there is definitely some
There's
kind
at least
of...
neurosis going on here.
Yeah.
He's at least neurotic. That's for sure.
Some kind of schizophrenia or whatnot.
岡部倫太郎
Did he fall over?
やっぱ具合悪いんじゃない休
I
む
think he's like kind of sitting down.
I'm afraid to look at Susoha with these dark feelings clogging my mind.
岡部倫太郎どこ行くの
And he's going.
Run better, run better, run.
Hmm.
And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more.
Just continue. God damn it. We're so close to the fucking ending at this point.
Sorry, is this... It just pops into my head. What can I say?
I know.
I need to get away from Suzuha. If I don't, I might give in to the urge. It's always how it feels. Trust me. That's why I generally don't really pick up children. Mostly babies. But also small children. Because even though I know those thoughts aren't real, I don't trust myself. Thanks, Dad. Thanks for telling me to not trust anyone. Those dark impulses. What the hell was that? What's happening to me? I'm afraid of myself. I'm still okay, aren't I? I am Hoen Kyoma! Okabe Rintaro. The insane mad scientist with a fetish for science and chaos. Chaos. I still know that, right?
まだってなんだよ。
What is that supposed to mean? Will I eventually lose control of myself? Am I going to break? Dance? Like a Mobius strip? What?
Mobius?
Mobius strip. I don't remember what it is. The same 2 days go round and round and round and round and round and round. You spin me
Right
right,
round,
round,
baby,
baby,
right
right
round.
round, like a record, baby, round, 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 round. But today I failed to keep them the same. My feelings became twisted. Dark impulses. I listened to their poisonous, disgusting whispers.
Oh, yes.
Some people would argue, what if these are actually your real urges and your real thoughts, your real, whatnot, the real you? But no, that's not how this works. He is
if this was-
mentally broken,
Yeah.
and he is not himself anymore.
Yeah. You could argue that he's legally insane at this point.
Yeah.
If you're at least in a psychotic state, you are legally insane. That is the definition. Psychosis is insane. No other condition can be typed as insane other than psychosis. That is a definition.
Yes.
A lot of people misuse the word insane.
Yeah.
As long as they're not psychotic, they ain't insane.
No, but when it comes to, law, and, when people do bad stuff, and gets the verdict guilty, or,
Insanity.
yeah. I forget exactly what it's called.
It's an insanity plea.
Yeah. That they were not in their right mind when
That
things
means they were in a
happened.
psychotic state at the time. That's what that means.
Whether it was true or not.
It is what has been evaluated by a psychiatrist who's unaffiliated with any parts. That they were in a state of psychosis at the time. And then they cannot take responsibility for their actions when you're in a psychotic state. It's not possible.
Okay. Oh, fuck, I keep forgetting the difference between those two.
Between what?
Psychopath and sociopath. Sociopath is the one that doesn't feel anything.
No, psychopath is the one that doesn't feel anything.
Okay, thank you.
Psychopath is also known as it has like a antisocial personality disorder, I think it's called, in a clinical setting.
So they are the ones who would plan everything?
Yes.
Okay.
They usually don't have the feeling of guilt and all those like feelings associated with how you interact with people. So they are very manipulative, cold, will act.
Is that an insanity plea?
No,
Why not?
because they know full well what they're doing. It's a personality disorder. They know.
Yeah, it's a personality disorder, exactly.
They still know full well what they're doing.
But it's a personality disorder.
Doesn't matter.
So is it really their own choice?
Yes. Personality disorder is not something that comes and goes, for example. It's something they have to live with. They still know full well what it is they're doing. They still
So I
choose
couldn't
to do
plead
it.
insanity.
Not unless you're in psychosis, no.
I would argue I have psychoses.
You have near psychotic episodes. That is the definition of what you have.
Okay.
If you have psychosis, you have schizophrenia. You don't have schizophrenia, according to a psychiatrist.
No.
But
The
near psychotic episodes you can have, yes.
The nurse did ask me about like when it was when I was last evaluated.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, that was in what, 17, 18?
Things can
that?
change.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, schizotypic disorder is a prelude to schizophrenia.
I don't think I'm there yet.
No, I mean, for a lot of people, the reason why it's a prelude is because people don't seek help when they have schizotypic disorder.
Yes.
Because they're not in a psychotic state.
Hmm.
So they don't seek help. But you can have near psychotic episodes.
I sure hope all of this is real.
Again, like the biggest thing with you is that the reason you don't have psychotic episodes because you don't have delusions.
No.
You can have hallucinations, that's not a problem, but you don't have delusions.
But delusions has to... with that, it has... I have to specifically believe in them.
Yeah, I would not be able to tell you you are wrong, and you would not, you wouldn't accept that I'm telling you that you are wrong.
Okay.
You live in that world, and there is no coming out of it. That is what a delusion is.
So every time I'm pretty sure I remember something correctly.
No, because I can still tell you you're wrong, and you'll still accept it in the end. Not to mention, usually, like, delusions are much more grandeur in its thing.
Yeah.
Like this one patient I had, I talked about on a stream before, I think, who thought he was a secret agent from FBI. And obviously he isn't. That's not how this works, but you can't tell him no. You just have to kind of live with the fact.
I assume you're here.
Yeah, I'm here. That's also
You telling me that.
That's also not how delusions work. That's a hallucination.
Maybe it's both.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, like...
I have no way of proving it. Or disproving it.
No, but as long as you don't, you know, believe something that nobody else believes, you're probably good.
What if I'm in a coma?
Well, this is just a dream. It's not a delusion then.
What is a dream if not a temporary delusion?
It is not a temporary delusion.
I certainly believe them when I'm dreaming.
Now that is a near delusion. The dream itself is not delusion. Whether you believe in it or not is different.
Until I wake up.
After you wake up.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. That is a close related. It's not necessarily a delusion in and of itself, because you're not necessarily tied to it in the same way.
No, but I'm pretty sure most people, when they're dreaming, they're not like, oh, I'm dreaming.
No, of course not. Your consciousness is not it's not really there, so.
No.
For that.
But. And I was almost thrown in. There's no denying it. Worse. That was but a taste of what might lurk inside my heart. My dude, it's not you.
No, but Japan.
It's me.
Japan, mental disorders, they don't really work together well in 2010.
They don't mix.
No, not at all. They're like water and oil. Hard to mix.
Actually, you would need another example, because I'm pretty sure it's almost like impossible to mix.
You can mix water and oil, but it's very difficult. But it is possible.
No, I was more thinking of Japan and mental...
that's why I was using water and oil, because there is a way to mix it. It just takes a lot of work.
Okay.
Which is why I made that analogy specifically for Japan and mental health, because it's not like it's not there in Japan. It's not like it's not part of the system. It's just very bad, and the people aren't quite ready for it with their conservative thoughts.
Like, you know, they don't even talk about it.
No, exactly. It's taboo still.
Not that it isn't taboo here.
It's much less taboo here.
True.
Like, usually I'd like to wager that Japan, when it comes to mental health, is like at least a decade behind us.
Yeah.
So
we're just not good enough. None of us are good enough.
No. And that's how it is. You can always strive to be better. It's always something that doesn't work. It's the world we live in. It's flawed, because humans are flawed.
Yeah, we should just, you know. We had a good run. Well, we had a shit run. Honestly. We need to stop. If those emotions attack me again, this time crashing over me like a tsunami. Well, that's specific.
Well, Japan and tsunamis are very good friends, you know that.
Good friends? Wow!
It's one of the natural disasters.
Just because one of them keeps coming over doesn't mean that they're their friend.
was making a very, very morbid joke, but alright. I'm just saying, it's one of those natural disasters that Japan people know very, very well. So, I see why he'd use that allegory.
Well, yeah, it's something he's very familiar with.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but it's just more...
It's the point that you know that all signposts or mirror posts in big cities have like, this is the level of water usually gets to when we have a flood from a tsunami.
Yeah.
Please get above that.
Will I be able to remember who I am?
No. You
Who
will
am
not.
I? None of your business.
None of your business.
None of your business.
Yeah.
Will I be able to control myself? Mayuri. Interesting that it was... Well, I suppose it's because it's Suzuha's ending. Sort of.
This is the Suzuha ending, yes.
That his thoughts were about Suzuha.
Yeah.
Kurisu.
I mean, I think in this case, it's just because he had those thoughts when he happens to look at Suzuha, not specifically because it is Suzuha.
No, I get that, but
Yeah.
More from a...
Yeah, from a
story
from
point
a
of view.
narratively written point of view, yes, that is why.
Mhm.
Because this is Suzuha's ending.
Daru. Oh, sweet big Daru.
Yeah. I bet he's real soft. Exactly. It's the
Suzuha.
pros of having a chubby or fat partner. They soft as fuck.
A bear.
Yeah.
Will I be able to keep myself from hurting them no matter what?
No.
Do I really have such strength?
No.
So far...
You
I would
barely
s-
have enough strength. It's gonna get worse.
I would not count on that.
No.
I don't know. That answer is hardly reassuring. But for now, is the only answer I've got. This endless loop is the world I wished for. I ask only that tomorrow be peaceful.
Ah! Here we go again!
Here we go again, oh my god.
なんで僕がこんなことに付き合わなきゃいけないんだ。
同感だわ。
The music is also just
風
creepy now the entire time.
ダル君は
The first time it was always like just, you know, peaceful,
もっと運動して
easygoing.
だと思うよ。
Then, like, the second time we started having those dark thoughts. It was only when he had those dark thoughts. Now it's all the time.
デブオタ上等。
いい景色だな。
Same thoughts, just repeats over and over again.
ただの時間の無駄遣いと思ってたけど、たまにはこういう時間が必要な生き物なんだね。人間って私はタイムリープマシンを作ってる方が楽しい。
So my assumption is that he's gonna snap.
引きこもりが最強だと今日
Yes, we'll have to see.
証明されました。
Plausible. Think that could happen? Yes.
Because, like,
At this rate, yeah, he will.
hmm,
Nobody steps in.
how are they supposed to? He doesn't tell anyone.
No.
だらし
No,
ない
his
な。
demeanor does
そん
change.
なんじゃ生き残れないよ。
It is. So it is only if somebody notices
自動
how
販売機はまだ
badly he's
今
doing
ならコ
mentally.
ップ一杯分の水のために人殺
Question
し
is
も
if
で
they
き
can
そ
in
うだ
these 2
お。
days.
Hmm.
やればいい。
Oh, right, yeah, I forgot this.
やってみろよ。人殺し。
ネタにマジレスですか？
Why so serious?
Yeah.
ああ。マジで。どうしてやらないんだ。 やりたいならやればいいじゃないか。
ちょっと岡部、あんたいきなり何言い出してんのよ。オカリン、そういうこと言っちゃダメなんだよ。
Baby, you shouldn't say things like that.
つうか、オカリンなんでキレてんの？
別に。
He's already half there on snapping, honestly.
先にやる。そこまで文句言わずに耐えろ。
You can just hear it, like how emotionless he is now.
I can barely remember the reason I started. The days go by like tearing pages from a calendar.
Yeah.
Everyone says the same things, everyone responds in the same way. I've noticed my biorhythm seems a bit off, or seem a bit off, but aside from that, every day is the same. Everything that happens is insignificant, meaningless, pointless. I'm the only one still living this loop. Everyone else is just being kept alive. Mayuri's death? Muika's raid? Suzuha's time travel? I may have cared about those things once.
But not anymore, bitch! I have 0 fucks to give now.
When did I stop caring? When did I become a machine? Looping and looping for all eternity. My senses have gone dull. It's getting harder to respond to the things I see and hear. I feel detached, like I'm isolated within a thin membrane. And I've already gotten used to it. To this far too narrow world. To this far too gentle world. Why shouldn't I adapt? This is my world.
僕はサイクリングをやめるぞ。うわあ、あぶねえ。
ちょっと大丈夫？怪我はない？ああ、今のトラックひどいよ。
はあ、ビビった。つうか、なんなんあのトラック。ふざけんなよ。ナンバー見とけばよかった。そしたら通報しましたってできるのに。
通報しろよ。
I've told Taro the truck's number, the one I've seen so many times. It's like a brand on my brain.
教えたぞ。ほら通報しろ。
オカリン、僕になんか恨みあんの？
It is only him he's responded to so far.
通報する機会を与えてやっただけだろ。
It doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
確かに橋田のだらけた態度は良くないけど、岡部も感じ悪すぎよ。
仕切るな、委員長キャラ。
He's so close to snapping right now. He doesn't give a fuck anymore.
喧嘩は良くないよ。ダル君は無事だったんだし、めでたしめでたしだよ。ね？
通報しないのか？
まあ、今回のところはこれで勘弁してやるっつうことで。
She looks like she wants to say something.
Well, she's certainly noticing something.
But who cares what she thinks? I feel nothing. The tired Kurisu, the re-energized Daru, and the ever-energetic Mayuri repeat the same conversation I've seen 100 times.
Hundreds of times, so. Plus 100. At the very least.
Well, it's more of a saying.
Yeah.
We don't.
I would.
What the actual number is, he probably doesn't even know anymore.
No, I would assume it's more than 100 since he stopped caring to count even. Your hip?
No, my foot.
Oh.
The foot that's down.
Oh. Oh no.
I can't reach the floor, so I couldn't, like, you know, put pressure on it to make it stop.
I
So I
see.
just had to stretch.
Yeah.
And then they go search for the restaurant.
You could barely even see his face anymore.
Hmm. I guess we get the Edok anyways. I see the sincere concern in her eyes, but it can no longer sway my heart. Not even a little.
あのさ、あるテレビ記者が雪の街に取材に来て、そこで時間の連鎖に絡め取られちゃうって映画なかったっけ？
Yes. Groundhog Day.
And the Italian sequel? I think it's Italian.
I don't know.
There's a sequel to it officially,
Mm.
but I think it's Italian or whatever.
But yes, Groundhog Day is a movie about this. Yes.
But there are
Less dark, but you know.
there are many movies about this kind of idea.
Yes.
That one is the first one, I believe.
It's at least the one that popularized it.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
What the hell is she talking about?
恋はデジャビューだったかな。私にとってはすごく古い映画なんだけど。
But now I'm living in it, so without knowing.
It is not from 1936.
No. Not the one I know, at least. Maybe there is an older version of it.
No, it seems to be original work by the person who wrote it.
Mm. Yeah.
So, no. 100 years.
I think she's just saying it.
You little
because it's like
shits.
it's old as fuck.
Fuck you!
Like, I also searched for the Japanese title, but it also just refers to the one we know.
Yeah.
Bill Murray, so whatever.
Exactly. Bill Murray.
Murray, Murray. Tomato, tomato. Honestly. I don't know actors' names. I just pronounce it how I would pronounce it. Here we are.
A Final Fantasy 14 give it you.
Okay. Sure.
Laughing at him. Stare.
As he does. He
Yeah.
turns his head. It's fucking hilarious.
私がいた2036年ではさ、セルンの検閲があって、新しい映画はどれもこれもつまんないんだよね。だから古い映画ばっか見てた。
Interesting they haven't removed old stuff that would go against their
I mean,
worldview.
she's part of the resistance, so I might imagine they might have illegally obtained those.
Maybe. I don't know. But not that that movie necessarily would be against their view, but
No.
恋はデジャビューもそのうちの一本。
知らないな。
あの映画、私は納得いってないんだよね。
I mean, as a Japanese person, you might not have seen it, I suppose.
だって主人公
No,
が
no, no.
特に何か
It's
した
just
わ
a
けでも
dubbed
ないの
version
に
of the
さ。
movie.
What?
It's a
時間の
dubbed
無限
version of
ル
the
ープは
movie.
Oh,
綺麗
yeah,
に
yeah,
な
but
くなっちゃ
that
うじゃ
doesn't
ん。
necessarily mean he's, you know,
Oh.
seen
主
it.
人
No,
公
no,
が
no.
善人になってハッピーエンド。なんかいまいちな脚本だった。今の君、今の私たち、映画と同じ状況に置かれてるんじゃない？
Well, at least someone noticed. Thank fuck for that.
なんとか言いなよ、岡部倫太郎。君はこの世界を知ってる。そうでしょ？
Deja vu. I have been
to
in
this
this
place
place before.
Yeah.
何が言いたい？
私はこのビッグサイトを今初めて見た。でも私がビッグサイトを見たのはこれが初めてじゃない。
I feel my heart skip a beat. Maybe I'm just overthinking it.
言葉遊びか。
私たちは前にもここに来たんでしょ？君は何度も今日という日を経験してるんでしょ？一体何度目なの？
I don't think he knows.
I am interested to know why she is knowing this. Specifically, this.
I think she just noticed how his behavior has changed.
Yeah, like, sure, his behavior has changed, but why would that lead her to think that he's trapped in a time loop?
I mean, she does know about the time loop machine and so on. She's like, you've experienced this many, many times. Therefore, he must be looping. He has the means to do so.
That's a bit of a... I don't know, it feels like what's that called? Stretch of thought or whatever, you know.
I know what you mean, but again,
Liebe.
she knows he has the means to do that.
But why would that be the thing she would jump to?
Maybe she'll explain it.
Maybe he just has a bad day.
答えて。
Like, she wouldn't know if he's just having a bad day.
Oh, but I think even like, then she'll notice that he just
死んだよう
seems
な
like a
目をしてる。
completely like different person.
わかるんだ。その目、私がいた2036年の人たちと同じだから。
Okay.
Personal experience. Maybe the reason
Well-
why she's the only one
私を見て。
who notices.
心を殺さないで。
Though, that is more because of how the future is controlled by CERN rather than people time traveling, but...
Yes, but that's still a difference in him from one day to another for
Oh,
her.
yeah, yeah.
You have to remember that.
Yeah.
This is a very abrupt change.
Feelings rise slowly from the depths of my heart, moving like an oil machine grinding back to life.
マキセ・クリスが完成させる予定のタイムリープマシン。それを使って君は何度もこの時間をループしてる。そうだよね。
だから
なんでこんなこと。
さあな。
He doesn't know anymore why he's doing this. He's just
その
doing
理
it
由
now.
もどうでもよくなってきている。
君は何から逃げてるの？
What's up?
Just wondering about, like, you know, It's obviously hard to know because we're dealing with something we don't really know the proper effects of. But we have established that, well, his consciousness goes with him when he time leaps. Well, sort of, I suppose. We assume that's what's happening. How would that affect him in the sense of the amount of sleep he gets? If you were to, you know, repeat the same time again and again and again, where at no point you aren't, at no point are you sleeping, would that have an
You
effect?
did mention that his fire rhythm was kind of off.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I assume that also has to say something about his sleep, but
Yes.
But I was
your
more
biorhythm is essentially your like body's clock for it's time to sleep.
yeah. I was just thinking, like, would he, like, if you were repeating the same day over and over without getting to a point where you are actually physically sleeping, would you get tired?
It's a good point. Like physically he's rested, but mentally he clearly isn't.
No.
It's
It's
probably
just-
a mix of many different factors, honestly, that gets him to this point. Because again, total and utterly boredom means that you won't really pay attention to anything else but your thoughts, because there's no reason to.
Yeah, but it was just more like,
Which is when this stuff can start happening.
because definitely something we experience often is being mentally tired. And I have a feeling that might be a case for him too now.
I mean, yes, definitely. But it can also just be from experiencing the same thing over and over. You can also get mentally tired.
Yeah,
But I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Mm.
There's definitely some degree of just his mind just not being able to compute anything anymore.
But I'm just wondering if that's only because he's repeating the same things over and over again, or if it's because he doesn't get the amount of sleep that he would normally get.
Yeah. I don't know. It could also be a mix. But we won't know. This game doesn't really deal with that.
No.
Because this is also just an ending, so it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter that much.
No.
But it definitely won't delve into that. So that's a question you can answer for yourself.
It's just,
I would assume it's probably a mix.
yeah.
Honestly.
Mhm.
But also, we don't really know how much time he spends before he time loops and stuff, so I won't really know either way.
So it's 48 hours.
Yeah.
Whether it's always 48 hours, I don't know.
No.
そう
I mean, he needs to wait until
確
the
かに逃げてい
13th
る
with the time loop
逃
machine.
げ込んだ
So,
Yeah, but the question is, we always see the 12th.
no, this is the 11th.
This is the 12th.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it says 11th, but whatever.
Seen it multiple times now.
Yeah, I know. That's why.
I feel like it kept saying 12. So it's like,
He might just time leap back to the morning of that day.
殺させないために
It's within 48 hours.
yeah.
And then spending that day and then waiting the next day until the afternoon when Kurisu finishes the time leap machine. And then goes back again to the morning. But I assume he does.
That's not 48 hours, but
No.
it's more than 24.
He also it's only the first time he said he went back 48 hours. The rest he just says, tomorrow will also be a good day. Just like today. Because I am God.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing that is a little weird is how, you know, we are being told that he keeps repeating the same 48 hours, but he keeps only talking about a single day.
I mean, again, we haven't seen that he loops back 48 hours other than the first time, so...
Nope. There's not really a way of knowing.
No.
Um,
From what he's saying, I would assume he just, loops back to the morning of the 12th then.
I don't know.
お前は失敗する。
Shinero. Well.
I mean, on the inside.
Technically.
This guy's dead on the inside. Look at
No, I was thinking of Susua.
Oh, yeah, she's also dead. By this time, when she travels back, yes.
Yeah.
That is
Her
true.
old self is dead.
Yeah.
そして孤独な25年を過ごした挙句首をつって死んでいくんだよ。
What a thing to put onto her.
だから俺はこのループに逃げ込んだ。まゆりもお前も死なせないために。
Interesting. In Japanese, he said Mayuri or nor you, but in English, it's you nor Mayuri.
I don't know. Don't think it really matters.
Is that a grammar thing?
I don't know.
Yeah. Because, like, definitely in English, you would be like, well, first, I'm addressing you, the person I'm speaking to, and then the other person who is also part of this.
Yes. And then if there was that, you would be addressing yourself last.
Yeah. But I don't know if in Japanese you would say it differently because Mayuri is more important.
Perhaps. Perhaps.
That's it. That was the reason. And so this loop resolved to save them. But my resolve has long since turned to dust.
この2日間を繰り返してさえいれば何も変わらず誰も死なない。俺はその繰り返しを受け入れた。
それは君の
That's
主観だよ。
selfish. Because that doesn't mean they, you know,
続いていくの。
stay alive forever.
2日間
It means you
前回何万回
are
ルー
staying
プ
in the
させたっ
same
て
time.
椎名真由里が死ぬことに変わりはない。
Doesn't change the fact that that Mayuri will die in that evening, even if he keeps repeating it.
Oh, it won't change the future.
But no,
根本的解決にはならない。
it's not a solution. It's but a coping mechanism.
俺は別に根本的解決をしようなんて思わない。
いつまでもこのループを続けるつもり？
Forever and ever.
Ever.
そうだ。それを受け入れた。
何が受け入れたなの？自分がおかしくなり始めてることに気づいてないの？
おかしくなったとしても世界は続く。2日間のループは続く。俺がおかしくなってもループは止めない。
時間の止まった世界でこのまま生きていくことに耐えられるの？君はこの輪を永遠に終わらせることはできないんだよ。肉体的には死ぬことはない。でも岡部倫太郎、君の心は死に始めてる。
Okay.
Says you.
Oh my god. That was not okay! Also, she didn't say that in Japanese.
No?
No.
What'd she say?
She said it's always starting to die.
Ah. Interesting.
The other thing is just an English saying with the same connotation.
True.
So,
俺には誰かを無事に犠牲にする覚悟なんてないんだ。 マユリも鈴葉も仲間だ。どちらも失うわけにはいかない。
Is the interrogation over? Can we continue?
まだ何かあるのか。
私は首を吊って死ぬって本当？
Yes.
ああ。
IBN5100 を手に入れるのを失敗するのも？
ああ。
That's not what she said, exactly.
No, but it's basically the same.
Maybe I shouldn't have told her the truth.
Oh, well, not like it matters.
You can't handle the truth.
But it doesn't really matter. If a timely begin, this conversation will never have happened.
ねえ、岡部倫太郎。だったら一緒に行く？
何？
Nani? The way he said it, he's just like, what?
一緒に行くかって聞いたの。1975年へ。
To 1975.
But that'll happen to both of you? I assume.
Or maybe they're lucky it only happens to one. Who knows what happens when there's two in there?
Suddenly seemed like the bike didn't survive.
I mean, it was taken apart before she left.
No, it was on the wheels.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it did crash into the fucking road.
Yeah.
Or it didn't crash, but you know what I mean.
Something happened, something violent happened.
It appeared in the fucking road. Looks like a crash. Probably felt like it too.
I don't know. We didn't get to know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You forgot to read that.
What?
You forgot to read that.
I thought you meant something else. That's the last thing I expected to hear. Go with her to 1975?
私が失敗しないように助けてもらう。あるいは未来を変えるための別の方法を探す。
できるのか。
Slow version.
Well, succeeding, I'm not sure about that, but you can do it.
I mean, it's a change for him. It's gonna do him very much good.
Oh, yeah. But I'm just like,
yeah.
Well, that's gonna succeed. I don't know.
No, nobody knows. That's
My
the
heart
point.
beats. Connor returns to the world.
My face is no longer black.
世界線はもしかするととんでもない方向へ分岐するかもしれない。
Who will know?
What if it goes the opposite direction and goes to -1?
That's never been observed, but...
Though I'm not exactly sure what that would mean, but... Or if that's like a thing.
Nope.
あるいは君の知ってる世界じゃなくなるかもしれないし、みんながラボメンとして君の仲間になるかどうかもわからなくなるし、そもそも椎名真由里も橋田至も牧瀬クリスも生まれないかもしれない。生まれたとしても違う名前を付けられるかもしれない。でも1975年なら2010年のアトラクタフィールド大分岐に到達するまで35年もある。どうやればいいのかはわからないけど、世界線を変えるための準備期間はたっぷりできるよ。それでもいいなら一緒に行かない？うん。本音は誰かに一緒に来てほしいんだ。私は失敗すると分かっているのに飛ぶのは嫌だよ。それこそ犬死にだもん。 だから一緒に来て私を助けて。それに今の君を見てられない。君をこのループから助け出したい。このループを続けて心が擦り切れるのを待つ。それは来るはずのない終わりで、その終わりが来ればさ、また時間は動き出すんだよ。君の心が完全に死んだ時、椎名真由里は予定通りに死ぬ。私は予定通りに失敗し、首を吊る。
All according to Keikaku.
Yeah, all according to Keikaku. Note, Keikaku means plan.
君は看板に自殺をしようとしてるだけ。そんなことするぐらいなら一緒に来て。私を助けて。
俺は
The hands of my clock stopped ticking long ago.
俺は行くよ。お前と一緒に行く。連れて行ってくれ。
サンキュー。ごめん。ずっと気づいてあげられなくて。
And as if to warm my frozen heart.
Sunset! She hugged him. That's what that picture was insinuating.
Yeah, that's also what I'm assuming, but
It's just funny it jumps like that, I know.
the sky is so terribly orange. Orangu.
Orange. Iro.
Orange.
Orange.
In what language would it not be orange?
Spanish.
Spanish? What'd they say?
Naranja.
I'm sorry, what?
Naranja.
Agua. The color of dawn. Yes, sorry.
The color of doom.
No, I was like, dawn, what the fuck do you mean? It's not morning.
Oh, only a few more hours, it'll be dawn.
No, wait, that does mean morning. What?
Yeah.
I'm confused. I don't know what's happening.
You're thinking about dusk.
Didn't he say sunset? Yeah, sunset.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that have to do with dawn? I am so confused.
Because usually orange is associated with sunset, even or with dawn, even though it also happens with dusk. It's an association thing. Don't worry about it.
I would say otherwise, but I'm also weird.
There we go.
The color of dusk. The color of the world's end. Okay. The color of the world's beginning.
It's like fucking Danganronpa's a trial of life, a trial of death, a trial of dark, a trial of light.
Oh, what?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Though it doesn't seem very colorful to me. It seems kind of gray, honestly.
I mean, it's also melancholic, so it's gonna be great a little bit for us. But...
Yeah, but still doesn't look orange. It looks more like somebody's pissed on the lens.
Sure.
While Daru was preparing the time machine, I let my mind rest. I avoided all contact, slept like a log, tried to piece my soul back together.
Sounds like a good idea.
I'll put you back together. Inhale!
Inhale! And by that I mean 1975!
Inhale!
Alright, we're almost done. Come on, we can do it.
On the afternoon.
We're so close now!
Like even Even if we weren't stopping all the time, this would have taken like an hour.
Probably, yes. But an hour also isn't really that long. I just didn't realize what time it was. But whatever.
There was a reason why I was saying we should stop.
Yeah.
But would you listen?
I was just like... If we didn't finish the chapter, there would be a risk of like... doing the ending and then, you know, jumping straight into the rest of the game, and for me that was just weird. So I wanted to end the stream on an ending, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, next stream could have been shorter.
Too fucking late for that. It probably wouldn't even have been shorter.
No, it wouldn't.
Oh well.
I received word that the repairs are complete. I sent an email calling all the members to a meeting. Then, as everyone else gathered at the lab, I head to Radican alone.
何度も言うようだけどさ、タイムマシン
I almost thought that you were gonna go there without her.
No.
I was like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, no.
それでも一緒に行ってくれる？
Does he have any other choice?
大丈夫か？
It's either that or repeating until he breaks.
Well, I suppose technically he could still send the D-mail. He has all the time in the world to send the D-mail.
Yeah,
but he has no will
he
to do it.
He said he couldn't make the choice, so he's not gonna think about that any longer. He gave up on that.
タイムトラベル後の俺たちは記憶を失う。
Yes.
Interesting to use the word leap in English.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't hear if he said it in Japanese.
I heard him say time travel in English.
Okay. But hey, maybe we remember earlier because we're two people. That's the way he said it. We have each other, so maybe something is different this time.
希望的観測だ。
じゃあ降りる？
Why you're on the roof?
I don't know why they're on the roof. I had this exact same thought when I saw it too. I'm like, the opening is in the room, whatever.
You have to go down one level before
Yeah.
you can get in, but okay.
Don't worry about it.
もう覚悟はできている。
I don't know how it will turn out. We're certainly at a disadvantage.
みんなにはなんて説明したの？
Oh, okay, roll 2 d20s. Choose the lower one.
Sure.
And he's at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
So you have to roll 2 d20s and take the lower one. You know, that's how it
I know
works.
that's how it works.
別れは告げてきた。
No, he didn't.
Technically, we didn't see it. He could have done it still.
I think he left a note. She's crying.
Yes.
Slightly. Mighty. Daru. Huh. Kurisu. I left to meet you a handwritten letter.
You were right!
The lab is probably chaos by now.
Yeah.
I also mailed letters to my parents and my friends at school. You have friends?
I assume he would have at least a few at the university that he considers friends in a very acquaintancey way. I don't fucking know. He's not close with them, but he does maybe hang out with them at school.
Just imagine like him sending like a heartfelt letter to them, and they're like, "Who the fuck is this person?
Yeah, they're like, who is this again?
Who is this?
And he wrote Ho and Kyo, and they're like, what the fuck?
What? What the fuck?"
Who this?
Telling them to not look for me. My parents will probably be sad, but this time I'm not running away. I want to believe I'm not running away.
なんかさ、駆け落ちするみたいだね。
I mean, yes, but there's still no romance between you two.
後ろめたいことは何もない。むしろ俺は
Yes!
鈴葉に感謝している。
I mean, at least he's saying something else.
お前が誘っ
It's not a repeat. It's just showing while he's saying
た
something.
俺は今もあの輪の中で
Hmm.
死んだまま生き続けただろう。ありがとう。鈴葉。これから一緒に未来を変えるために戦うぞ。
What does he say in Japanese?
I didn't hear that. You still need to...
You're not really paying attention.
No, I was paying attention to the
あ
music.
りがとう。鈴葉。これから一緒に未来を変えるために戦うぞ。
I mean, he said pretty much the same thing.
So you don't care how you change it. You just want to change it.
Fight
cool.
to change it.
Yeah, but what if it doesn't change in any good way?
Well, we won't know until we try.
No,
That's the
no,
thing.
but Shennia said, fight to save the future?
Well, so the last one who always said change the future, so...
Nobody sends us off. Nobody could. There's a one-way trip through time. Trippity trip. Once we go, there's no coming back. 1975. That's before I was even born.
Yep.
Same. We're headed for the past.
No.
Not for a future.
For a future.
Oh, for a few. Yeah. That has yet to be written. Not the world line Suzuha left, nor the world line she desired. We are reaching for an entirely new future.
World domination!
I think they have to go a bit further back for that. But
I don't know. Ask CERN. How long does it take them for world domination?
I mean, they had a time machine, so
And the Committee of 300?
yes.
行こう。
Scandalous.
So are you gonna go downstairs now? The time has come for us to depart. Our mission to change 35 years of history.
Historia!
We boldly lift our heads, ready to challenge fate. Together.
Together. Together. There we go. That was your first ending.
Thanks, I hate it. I mean, it certainly didn't help to push almost 7 hours through for this.
I didn't think it was gonna take that long.
Again.
I do think you could blame at least 2 hours on us just talking. But...
Yeah, I know, but still. White Fox?
Yeah, White Fox Studio animated the anime.
Do they still exist?
Yes.
Okay, I have not heard of them before.
They animated ReZero for one.
That's probably why I haven't heard of them. Who would care about such a thing?
Many people, just not you.
Sure.
Because ReZero is actually, good.
So... people. Is this the same theme?
Same theme.
Ending theme.
Compared to what?
The original game?
I don't think so.
No.
You should care about them. They made Hataraku Mou-sama.
What?
Hataraku Mou-sama.
English
Part-timer is a devil.
Okay. That's certainly a while ago.
Yeah, but the season
Did
2
they-
is not that old anymore.
Well, did they make season 2?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did.
Okay. Because, you know, it's a while ago, so it doesn't necessarily mean it's the same studio.
No.
And even then, when a second season comes around, or a third season, and so on, it doesn't necessarily mean it's the same studio. doing
No,
it at
I
the
know,
time.
I know. I'm pretty sure it's the same one.
Okay. 5PB.
Yes. I think they're the ones who... the recording studio.
5 Decibels? Irreversible reboot complete.
Yeah. Irreversible reboot is Suzuha's ending. Clear list. Set it to the extra menu. So now you can see what endings you've cleared.
Stop touching me. Sound library was added to the extra menu. OP movie was added to the extra menu. Ruden movie was added to the extra menu. Saving data was added to the extra menu.
They just added all this stuff because you finally reached an ending. So now you can see what you've cleared.
But I have no
Now
context.
I mean, you know
Really?
what it is.
Yeah, but it was just more like, I don't know how it's supposed to look at the end. This makes no sense to me.
I assume the other endings will come up.
I guess. How many are there?
I mean, there is Lukako and Faris and Mayuri and Kurisu and the true ending. So,
6 more?
5. Did I not name 5?
You said
Said Lukaku,
Lukaku, Faris,
Mayuri,
Mayuri.
Kurisu, and true ending. That's 5.
Yeah, that's 5. That's
So
the way
in-
you were showing it on your hands. It was like 6.
Don't look at my hand. But that would match with the 4 and then the 3 at the top, I think. Oh. If anything.
What? What? Yeah, it said it was 6 more endings. But if there's only 5 more endings.
The 2 down there and the 3 at the top there. I can't fucking count.
No!
Don't worry about it.
None of us can. It's fucking late. I want to go to bed.
It's late. I'm in pain. My painkillers stopped working like an hour ago. I want to go to bed.
Everything sucks.
Yeah. We have most of the tips though.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Not even 20 tips left.
Well,
I mean, most...
doesn't really say much.
No, I mean, most new terms have already been introduced, so
Yeah.
at this point it's more like a solve things, so...
Yeah, like we had the last one we had was placebo.
It's a placebo effect, yes.
So
Yeah.
that was more just a case of like, oh well, this thing.
Yeah. First time we talk about it, let's introduce it. People not know what it is.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was a very, very long stream.
Never again.
I mean, I would also say it is pretty hard to pace this when all I have as a reference is a plot description of what happens. That's all I have to gauge this.
And yet you keep trying.
I try. I mean, I remembered basically every like plot step we were going through. It's just how long each plot thread was that I forgot. But yes, I think the best stopping point we could have had was when Suzuha basically right after she went back in time. But we didn't think about it at the time. That would have been the best place to stop.
Before knowing what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been the best place.
Yeah.
But since we passed that, I was like, fuck, now we can't stop anymore!
Well, I didn't know it was gonna happen.
No.
So I don't fucking know.
Oh well. We're done. Get the spiel out so we can finish.
Same game, same.
What?
So is this more of a hopeful song?
Is the song playing right now?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the main theme, so
Is that hopeful? Doesn't feel like it.
it's neutral, I suppose. It's supposed to encapsulate the entire game, so both the despair and the hope, I guess.
Can we just stop saying despair?
Hey, you said hopeful! The opposite of hope is despair!
I don't...
Didn't do it for the reference!
No.
It is literally the antonym.
I know. I'm pretty sure there are more than that, but...
That is the most literal antonym.
Yes. But
This is why I use
English has synonyms for fucking everything.
I know, but
So-
that's the reason why I used it. Anyways. We finished the stream.
Yes. Go home. We want to go to bed. Bye.
Bye!
No. Yeah. Hopefully, I don't expect anyone to watch all of this. But if you did and you liked
We
it,
somehow made it through 7 hours of stream. Maybe 6 once we deleted the wait time to begin with, but
that was only 15 minutes.
okay, never mind. 7 hours!
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh well, a lot of shit happened.
You can blame that one.
Okay. I don't think they can see who you're pointing at.
No, I know. That's the point.
She's pointing at me, by the way. She says to blame me.
You are the one who should know.
Yeah.
I know that this is it's technically like it's the same game, yes, but it is set up differently, and it is a long time ago you played it.
I
And
wouldn't.
what-
Plot-wise, it's not really set up differently. Its plot's exactly the same. The script is exactly the same. So that's not really
But
different.
still, you keep misjudging it.
Well, again, as I said, the only reference I have is a plot description of each chapter that explains every plot thread.
So my second thing wasn't wrong. That it's been a long time.
It's been so long that I read that
Ow.
to figure out how far we are in a chapter. Yes. And we were at like... There was only 2 paragraphs for this, so... Compared to the other ones, we were pretty much done.
I mean, technically, not a lot happens.
No, I mean, it's also
Honestly,
like... It only takes like the plot threads, so whenever something happens, which means when they were just searching, you know, that like hour or 2 we used on just searching for the pin,
Yeah.
it's just a quick description, right? So I wouldn't be able to gauge how long we used on that, for example.
no,
So
no.
oh well, we're done with Suzuha
I
now.
think I forgot what I wanted the VOD to be called.
Oh well, you can figure it out again.
Maybe.
Now you have everything at least.
No, I'm missing 5 endings.
Yeah, that's not what I meant, and you know it. Just finish the fucking stream. The longer you do this, the longer it'll take before we go to bed.
Hmm.
So, please.
I guess.
This is not the times to make jokes.
There's always time to jokes.
No, not when I'm in pain. It's not time to make jokes when I'm in pain.
It's not my fault you're in pain.
No, it certainly isn't my fault either.
You could just not be a woman.
Wow. Says the woman.
Well, you won't give it to me.
I can't.
That's quitter talk.
No.
Yes.
That's realism talk.
That's
Sorry.
quitter talk.
I can't give you it. That's not how it works.
Then what are you complaining about? You're not trying to do anything about it.
The system won't let me. Trust me, I've had the talk.
They won't let you give it to me?
No, they won't let me get rid of it.
Well, if you were to donate it to me, that would be a different thing.
Yeah, but that also means that you actually have to be a match for you, and that's different. Might not be a match. I can't just give
That's
it to you.
quitter talk.
No! That's you dying talk!
Exactly. That's quitter.
No!
I'm sorry. I'm tired and I'm getting
Exactly, that's why you should just end.
weird.
Hey.
Well, if none of this has deterred you, welcome to the fucking family. And if at this point you're not subscribed, you probably should be, honestly.
If you watch this entire stream, why are you not subscribed?
Yeah. And follow us on Twitch so you can, catch us live.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure it's best for like Americans or whatever to watch a stream at this point.
Or Val, who lives in Russia. It's already morning.
It's way too early for them, I believe.
I mean, they are awake. I know that much. They liked my posts, so I know they're awake.
I know, but
They have work, so...
what's that? Sun.
No, it's Monday.
It's Monday. Oh fuck.
Besides, they also worked on a Saturday, so you can't really use that for anything. They might not have a normal working schedule.
Yeah, it is Russia.
It doesn't have to do anything to do with Russia. It could just be the line of
It could
work.
have everything to do with
It
Russia.
could also just be the line of work they're in.
I don't know.
Like being a nurse. There are still nurses working on weekends, you know.
Do you know what they work as?
I don't know. I'm just saying. There are many different lines of work where you still work on weekends. You just have off days in the middle of the week instead. No, I don't know what their occupation is. It was an example.
It's in Russia.
Oh my god. In Russia there is no occupation. Only Russia. Comrade.
In Russia, you don't occupy work. Work occupies you.
Yeah. Anyways, come on.
Hey, I made you laugh.
We're distracting each other at this point. Please.
Yeah, you're not helping.
No, I'm so tired. I just want to go to bed.
Well, if you're so
I want
tired,
to
how
lay
about
straight so I don't have pain.
How about you do the ending then?
No, you do it usually.
So?
You get mad when I try to help you, so you do it.
That's because you keep fucking it up.
No, I don't.
You're not paying attention to what I'm saying.
Just finish. I'm not gonna say anything anymore.
I'm sorry. Yes. Links in the description for Twitch to follow us over there if you want to catch us live. And social media for if you want to, well, either follow this great person who is great at drawing.
I do art, everyone.
Chiyoko.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is my internet name, yes.
Chico Digital Arts?
Or Chico Arts, compared
Chico
to
Arts,
which
yeah.
platform it's on.
Well, links in the description.
Shouldn't be that hard to find.
No. And if you want to, follow our the channel's social medias on, Mastodon or Blue Sky, that's what it's called. To be able to see if we are doing unscheduled streams like we did today. Because we post on there some time before we start streaming. So you will get a heads up from that. But it's up to you to choose what way you want to do it.
Yep.
There are multiple ways. Otherwise, we will, see you for the next scheduled stream, which is on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central European Summertime.
Mm-hmm.
Bye!
Bye!